明るいのと思ったみんな英語と欲と未練劇かを雨にぼやけた視界ネオンがなぜ濡れた輪郭アンティモにまだ冷めないで時が引き裂くいやいやいやいや秋ね追ってくんない追いつけたと思えばミラージュあの日のままって触れたい特に脱ぎ捨ててた品格あっという間に起こる間違いへ夜は短くガスキレのライターが照らすいきさつちょっと待ってや俺に家庭があって生活があってやなほっとかんてや俺が嘘つく前に特にまたがったらラテダリダダ今日も花歌街で開いた鍵やなほんと勝手やな確か20年前もこんな始まり方選べなきゃしないひねとかピナ暗闇がどっちかもっと書いてもっと立って欲張って笑うお前の計画通り溶けていく明日をどうでもいいやこの通りもう止まんねや呆れた顔ってくんない追いつけたと思えばミラージュあの日のままって触れたい特に脱ぎ捨ててた品格あっという間に起こる間違いへ夜は短くガスキレのライターが照らす血が昇ったら始まっちゃう玉食いしてるチパカブラブラブラ日が昇ったら灰になっちゃう棺桶に達してるドキュラララ血が昇ったら始まっちゃう玉食いしてるチパカブラブラブラ日が昇ったら灰になっちゃう棺桶に達してたとえお前がまだ途中でもその手を振りほどいて待たないやもう会わないさよなら最後にこいつをかき上げたらそしてまたお前の中ペンポ突き立てるやわはら戻るたら平凡なパパ隠す首筋の歯型元気呆れた顔ってくんない追いつけたと思えばミラージュあの日のままって触れたい特に脱ぎ捨ててた品格あっという間に起こる間違いへ夜は短くガスキレのライターが照らすいきさつ
Yeah, just a young nigga poppin' my shit. Niggas mad as hell, said a tear every dollar I get. I ain't never blocked no bitch. She got a new man, I don't care cause she coming back quick. I move around my city like dick. There's so many stacks in my pockets, I fat as a bitch. And I ain't never went on no trip, but this bitch tryna gobble some shoes and then gobble the dick. I play for New Jersey like Carter. Ballin' so hard, put my arm in the rim. Her spinning hoe jai. She think I'm so funny, she know that I'm late. She said she don't like giving head. She see all this motion, she licking the tip. Trey up at 3 in the morning, I'm tryna make music, I got his ass sick. Yeah, I slide on the beat like it's butter. I hop in the whip, it's a big body cutter. Post up in Maxfield, 10 on the vest, real spell. I'm a 5-star stunner. Please don't rep my shit, you was not one of us. Real spill, you a runner. And my bitch better shit, she swag when she walkin'. These hoes mad again like Bunner. Just a young nigga poppin' my shit. Niggas mad as hell, said a tear every dollar I get. I ain't never blocked no bitch. She got a new man, I don't care cause she coming back quick. I move around my city like dick. There's so many stacks in my pockets, I fat as a bitch. And I ain't never went on no trip, but this bitch tryna gobble some shoes and then gobble the dick.
Yo! Ooh, it's been a minute. What's good? What's good? We back like we never goddamn left in this motherfucker. Intimidating, talking about song. That first song that was that Call of the Night season 2 opening. That's what that was. That first song, if that's what you're talking about. Man, how is everybody doing? It's been a second. I forgot how to do this shit, man. I feel like I ain't done this in a minute, bro. It's been a quick little 4-5 months. You know, I'm rusty behind this shit. You know, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. How are y'all doing, bro? Yeah, man. Look, I've been posting. And the reason I've been posting and not streaming so much is just because, like, I'm trying to be more consistent. That's really it. Like, we're trying to be more consistent. Hello, Unc. All right. We already with the Unc allegation, bro. Like, come on, man. We gotta leave that Unc shit in 2025. Nah, what's good, you know? But we just try to be more consistent, and that way, like, I can just be more locked in and streaming and shit. You been on Tekken 8? I heard Tekken 8 is going crazy. They got that they got that Madagascar girl in there. She out there boxing. That's what I heard. I ain't seen too much. I just seen a little bit of gameplay. She doing some crazy shit on there. But I will be trying to stream a little bit more. We'll see. We'll see. I think like main priority for this month at least is just posting every single day. So I feel like streams might be a little bit on the back burner just so like I can focus on doing reacts and posting content just because I want to post every day of the month. Uh, we'll see if I have time or if I feel like streaming, we'll do it. That's all I got back on. Okay. But yeah, bro. Regardless though, we got a lot to talk about. We got too much to talk about because it's been so long since I talked to y'all. So let's not waste no time. Let's get straight into this. Let's get straight into what we gotta talk about. Now, I wanted to talk to y'all about this, but I was slacking. The Demon Slayer movie. Now, before I say what I gotta say, because I don't want to say too much about this movie, how are y'all feeling about it? I think like the Demon Slayer movie. Oh, this is the wrong Demon Slayer movie. Hold on. See, wrong Demon Slayer movie. Here we go. All right. I think this movie is. Wait, no, this is the wrong one too. Here we go. This is the right one. Okay. That solo video was nonsense with those takes. I try to tell you, bro. It's, regardless, let's stay on topic here. I think this movie did exactly what it was supposed to do. Oh, you haven't watched it, June? Come on, man. It's been like 5 months, bro. It's been like 5 months. Well, without spoiling nothing, I would try to give y'all an unbiased review. I think the movie does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's the prequel for the whole goddamn Infinity Castle arc. So like I feel like they did exactly what they had to do. Like it was a lot of setup. Fire, but those flashbacks took me out. Yeah. But I feel like it was a lot of setup, which we kind of need to really like understand what's gonna happen later. I think, but I mean the action was fire. It was great, but the flashbacks was definitely a big con. It was a big con for that specific scene, that one particular fight. They were spamming those flashbacks and like, it's like we do not need this much detail. Like the detail helped. Like, it was important detail, but they could have shortened that whole up. Now, I think Demon Slayer is just like, they're changing the game because I forgot how much money this movie made, but it made a ridiculous amount. I think it's almost about to be, I think like the next couple movies about to touch a bill. Brother, I was waiting for it on my streaming services. My fault that I'm broke and couldn't see the theaters. I'm just saying, bro, it's been 5 months. So that's all I'm saying, bro. I didn't call you broke. Those words never came out of my mouth. I just said it's been 5 months. But regardless, I think the second, third one, and the finale are about to go absolutely fucking stupid. I'm talking about second, third, and finale. I mean, the second and third one, I think those are about to go stupid. Now, the greatest, not the greatest, but one of the greatest anime movies of all time dropped this year. And my condolences if you have not watched this goddamn peak Chainsaw Man Rize arc movie. Now, I think there's only probably one anime movie that I would put above it, and that's just because I like the story and the things that's taught in it, which is the silent voice. Like there's no crazy action in that whole that makes you say like, oh, this is the best anime movie ever. But like the story and like the message that conveyed, it makes it my top anime movie. But Rize arc, that is number 2, and there is no anime movie that's even close. Didn't watch it, I'm good. You missing out. Intimidating. You missing out. Haven't seen this either. Watching it Tuesday. You come back to us. You come back to the channel and you say how you feel about this movie. Well, I'm not gonna hype it up too much. I mean, y'all see the rating, 9.18, ranked number 2 on my anime list. This ain't just the movie section of my anime list. This is the anime everything. This is right under Fearing. So like, it's not just me who's putting respect on the name of this movie. It's everybody. This movie literally has it all. I know what happens anyway. Like, just because you know what happens doesn't mean that you shouldn't like go watch the movie. Like they adapted it perfectly. They added some more to it. The fights were spectacular. Like my best friend, he went to go see the movie. He's a D1 Chainsaw Man fan, bro. D1 Chainsaw Man fan. He knew everything that was gonna happen too. So it's like, I mean, I think you should just like watch it just to see, you know, how they improved upon the greatness that was already in the manga. But yeah, regardless, just like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 movie. Like there's a couple things, a couple cons with the animation. Like there was a lot of shit going on and you could not understand what was going on, but like it was a small part of it. Not a Chainsaw Man fan or a hater, just uninterested. I mean, I get it. I mean, I can understand, you know, just a little bit, but you know, to each their own. Now, one more thing that I want to talk about before we get into some reactions today. Let's talk about this goddamn season of anime. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this season of anime has not been helping my return to the YouTube scene at all. Like, this season of anime probably made it worse because god fucking damn, this shit is garbage. Like, for the people that are watching My Hero Academia, at least y'all got that. Everything else is literally just like, it is fucking straight mid. And like there's like decent stuff that you could turn on. One Punch Man got me sleep. One Punch Man got the whole world sleep, bro. And like there's just like nothing that's like making you want to open up your anime website every week and turn on some goddamn anime. So like I literally haven't watched shit in the last 4 weeks. Like honestly, the only thing that I was even close to watching was like this bullshit, and you like it only because like it's some simple revenge shit. As you can see, the rating is garbage, but it's like the whole season is just a store fest, and it's just like, man, it's like I don't get how they want me to be hype, get on here talk about anime, and like this is what the scene has right now. But on the bright side, there's always a bright side with anime, because seasons never disappoint twice. Next goddamn season is about to be a fucking hit. Next season is about to be a hit. I gotta get back to your eternity. Sanda good. I'm good on Sanda. Like it's like Science Soru. I love Science Soru. So it's not the animation or anything. It's just like the characters and the story. I'm just uninterested. It's not doing anything for me, but I respect it. But winter 2026, we got the second season of Fearing. We got Hell Paradise season 2. We got the JJK Culling Games part 1 arc. And also, y'all don't know this, but YouTube actually hold my return. I was gonna post a reaction to the Culling Game trailer when it came out, but that shit, the whole trailer got fucking restricted. Like, when did we start restricting anime trailers? Like, that was the first I ever seen of that. We're restricting anime trailers. I could not post that bitch. After that, I was like, oh yeah, these niggas will see me in like 2 months, and that's exactly what happened. So y'all can blame YouTube a little bit for that. We got Oshinoko season 3. I won't be watching this, but like I know a lot of people will be. And then Fire Force, the ending of Fire Force, we finally get the Soul Eater connection. I know niggas are been waiting on that. I'm one of those niggas. And then we got Fate, Strange Fate. Oh my, I just watched the trailer for this the other day, bro. Oh, hold on. Now, speaking of this trailer, we gonna watch it together again, cause fuck it. Now, cause there's a lot of things. Like I know y'all aren't the craziest Fate fans in here, but like I'm a big Fate fan. And I've been waiting on Strange Fate for a million years, since they showed the episode 1 a year ago, and they were teasing that bitch at fucking Anime Expo in 2024 or whatever year they were teasing that bitch at Anime Expo. I've been waiting for this bitch for so long. Now, there's a couple things in this whole that like I think, like I don't know if I'm nitpicking, but it just seems like for how long I waited, like it's gonna disappoint me. Like you know, like just from the trailer, the animation don't look that crazy.
聖杯に何を願うつもりなの？
But I think with Fate, like with Fate, you either gonna get like some of the best shit you ever watched, or it's just gonna be mid. And we know it's not ufotable. Like it's not gonna be mid because like Fate Grand Order Babylonia, it was solid. Like they had great animation in there too, and really the story carried for Babylonia. But like we're gonna see about Strange Fate. We're gonna see about it. We're gonna see about it. You know, like I'm excited because I'm a big Fate fan, but we're gonna see. I'm praying that they do Hell's Paradise good. I mean, Hell's Paradise, you know, it's Mappa. As you can see, they got 2 shows coming out in 1 season. So I mean, we're gonna see how they delegated that workflow. We don't know. We don't know what Mappa got. We don't know what Mappa got going on in there. Dead ass. So we gonna see if they you know did some good homage to Hell's Paradise. But you know, you never know. Other than that, the season, you know, is not looking too good. I Sentenced to Be a Hero, never heard about this, and we got a bunch of like another Trigun. Does anybody know? Is this like part of Stampede, or is this something different? Is this like a completely different Trigun? Because I tried to watch Stampede when it first came out, but that 3D shit, I don't know if it was 3D or if it was CGI, but something about it, it was losing me with that hoe. But yeah, it seems like, you know, we're gonna have a couple good bangers, and then there might be a couple sleepers. We're gonna have to see. But at least, you know, we got some good names for Winter 2026. Something different, okay. I might have to tap into it. Is there a trailer for it? Let me see if there's a trailer for it real quick, because I didn't even see if there was a trailer for it or not. Trigun Stargaze trailer. Oh, yep. Let's see.
Bash. 感動の
It's a
再会
remake.
だ。
今度こそ彼を止める。だけど僕は誰も殺
Wait, hold on. Okay.
さない。
ミリオンズ・ナイブスの目的は人間に搾取され続けてきたプラントを救い、プラントの楽園を作ること。私はなるべく正しい道筋を進みたい。ミリオン
Ooh, ooh, they go on the Stampede route. I don't know, man. I don't
オンズ
know.
ナイブスも同じさ。
お前のおかげで足踏みの末、さらに多くの
The
動向
original
が絞り
Superior? Yeah, I mean, like, already the original Superior. We got this CGI shit.
だけ絞り取られて
3D.
食い潰された。
Like, honestly, like, this is the reason why I didn't watch Stampede. So I think, like, once again, I probably won't watch this. I might give it an episode, see, because, you know, it might pull it off. I'll give it an episode. And
なく約束の時が来る。歌詞一つやで、とんがり。
this shit looks burns.
始まりです。目覚めの時だ。
今から聞く音は貴様が人生の最後に聞く音だ。
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell fucking no. I will not be
貴様
watching.
が人生の最後に聞く音だ。
小賢しい。
誰や、お前。
僕を止めたければここだ。
バッシュさん、あなたの任
Alright, we don't even gotta finish this. There's something refreshing about Stampede and Stargaze coming out at the beginning of 2023 and 2026 respectively. Studio Orange, I thank you, truly I do. Is that the original studio? Like, come on, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with that. I'm completely gonna be good on those. I am completely gonna be good on those. I'm good on that completely. I'm good on that completely. That shit just like it looks like Stampede, and like if it's anything like Stampede, we might as well just pack it up. That was Studio Orange. Did they do the same? Did they do the last one? Yeah, they did do Stampede. Alright, like I guess for the people that like it, I mean 7.8 rating, that's decent, you know, for the Trigun fans that's fucking with it. They could have done it in 2D and it would have been peak. I mean, I don't know, man. Clearly, like they got some reasoning to be doing it like that. Vigilante season 2. Did anyone watch season 1 of Vigilantes? I didn't hear anything crazy about it. For it to get a second season, didn't the first season just come out like earlier this year? Am I tripping? Didn't the first season come out in 2025? They getting a second one already? Damn. That hoe don't even come up. Oh, I can't spell. Alright, bro. Yeah, this shit came out earlier this year. In spring. Like, goddamn, bro. Studio Bones, what are y'all doing over there? Y'all goddamn hydro pumping this shit out. It ain't even been a year since they got that first season. I mean, look, wait, hold on, what's the rating on it? Damn. Okay, we're not gonna see it. Oh, here it is, 7.59. I didn't watch First Vigilante, so I'm not gonna say too much on that. But I mean, shit, other than that, My Hero Academia already be having me sleep. What makes you think I'm gonna watch this? I was just asking. I'm not gonna watch it either. And I'm not here to slander My Hero Academia. For all I know, people are saying the final season is great. They are saying it's a great season, and that's why I said at least the My Hero Academia fans got that this season, and you know, and they'll have that second season of Vigilantes next year. So that's all I'm saying. But I won't be watching it personally. The My Hero Academia new season is good though, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, hey, I'll peep it, but you'd even watch season 1 though. Like, in order for you to peep it, you have had to watch season 1. Intimidating. You watch season 1, or you about to go catch them on season 1, or you're about to peep season 1. Like, I mean, hey, all right, let's get into some reacts. Here. Let's get into some reacts now. We got like hopefully this. You know, I picked some calm videos. I feel like I've been doing a lot of ranting and defending anime on the channel. Like, you know, I've had to defend a couple anime being slandered back to back. So this should just be like a relaxing, good video type of day. We'll see though. You know how it goes. First thing up, we got modern animes that will be classics by Pave Lover. Let's see what he's talking about.
Classic anime. Those are series that came out years ago and were so good that we still watch them to this day. Stuff like Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, or even...
So, like, how many anime do we think he's gonna put on here that, like, y'all think I'm not gonna agree with? I feel like there might be, like, 2 or 3 that he thinks that's gonna be classic that I don't agree with.
The original Naruto. I am so old. But what about the stuff that's coming out now? What modern anime are so genuinely amazing that people will still be watching them in years? Today, I'm gonna try to...
I don't think it's about being amazing. I think it's about being popular. It's about having a legacy. Like, Dragon Ball Z is, like, respectfully, like, not the most amazing anime ever, but it has the best legacy of every anime to ever do this shit. So I think, like, it's more about popularity and, like, you know, what your anime did.
Predict which anime from the last decade will become certified classics.
Attack on Titan definitely will be. There's no question.
There's honestly no better place to start this list than with Attack on Titan. There are a couple of anime out there that become so popular, they make it into the mainstream. And even though it's kind of difficult to point to a single series that made anime as popular as it is today, if I had to choose one, it would definitely be Attack.
I wouldn't say Attack on Titan made anime popular. That's not a good take. But I would say Attack on Titan got a lot of normies. It got a lot of people into anime because, like, most people didn't start with Attack on Titan. Like, in the COVID era, the first anime that they picked up wasn't Attack on Titan. So it's like it kind of reinforced, like, people who kind of like they felt like they liked anime, and then they watched Attack on Titan and they're like, oh yeah, this anime shit is 10 out of 10.
The epic scale of the battles, the complexity of the story, the insane character development, and the genuine fear you felt watching it. All of this is packaged in some of the best animation from...
Full Metal Alchemist got me into anime, but, like, yeah, you know, Yoon Like, when did you get into anime though? Like, we're not talking about people that have been watching anime for 10 years. You know, like we're talking about people that like just got into it recently or like around COVID.
From some of the best studios out there. I mean, this thing completely changed what everyone expected from anime. People who had never even touched that stuff before thought this was some of the coolest stuff they'd ever seen. Attack on Titan is kind of the series that proved anime could be this really cool piece of mainstream entertainment while simultaneously having this interesting story that wasn't just for kids or hardcore viewers. Listen, there are a lot of masterpieces that aren't on this list because I just don't think they'll hit the same in 10 or 20 years. But Attack on Titan is definitely not one of them. I mean, to this day, there are still memes of this series, and that's usually the sign of a timeless piece of fiction.
I'm not gonna lie, that's an okay point, but like in the anime scene, there's gonna be memes of everything. To be honest, they started with JJK most likely or Demon Slayer. Yeah, exactly. JJK, Demon Slayer, even My Hero. Around COVID time, even My Hero got a lot of niggas in the anime. So like Attack on Titan, like I said, I feel like that was like the second step. Like they got in with Demon Slayer or My Hero, and then they was like, what else is super popular? Attack on Titan. They watched Attack on Titan, they were hooked. So I think like it definitely deserves a spot. It will be a classic in 10 years, no doubt. Absolutely. I don't know about
Apart
this
from
one.
being a generational banger, Cyberpunk Edge Runner.
Look, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is great, but like a classic, ooh, look. I respect this. I respect it nonetheless. Like I think it's good. This is a great anime. It could be mean, but it's still not popular. I mean, Psyche K memes sometimes. That's what I'm saying. Like, anime scene stays having memes, bro. Like, they pick memes from the most random shit. So, just because you see an anime being memed doesn't mean shit.
There's also that something that I had never seen before. The thing you need to know about this anime is that it was an adaptation of the Cyberpunk 2077 video game. And trust me, when this game came out, it was full of bugs, it didn't work, and people just kinda hated it. But then, the creators decided to turn this world into an anime. And bam, people loved it. It was so good that everyone...
Alright, wait, what? Like, you missing some things with Edge Runners, right? I mean, with Cyberpunk. First of all, Cyberpunk did come out with a bunch of fucking bugs. Niggas didn't like it, but they fixed their shit. Cyberpunk the IP was already super popular before Edge Runners came. It was already popular before the IP Edge Runners. So like, don't say it like Cyberpunk was a flop and then they turned to anime and then Edge Runners made Cyberpunk a well-known hit. Hell no, Cyberpunk was already a hit before Edge Runners came.
Kind of forgot about the failure of the game, which gave the studio enough time to work on it and turn it into the Cyberpunk 2077 we know today, which is apparently amazing. But apart from, having this amazing, beautiful story about the creation, Cyberpunk Edge Runners was also beautiful in every possible way. What really, really set it apart is how emotionally powerful it became in just, 10 episodes. More than most anime out there can do in hundreds. It won Anime of the Year, which makes it sorta hard not to put it on this list. But let's be honest, saying
so we just put an Anime of the Years on like a classic anime list. I feel like if I go look at the anime of the 2004, like it might not still be a classic. It might be known, but it's not like a classic.
That it wasn't incredible would just be kind of cap. Listen, I know it's cool to hate on Jujutsu Kaisen nowadays, but there is absolutely no amount of copium that could convince me this isn't a certified classic. JJK is going to be remembered as the series that took the modern shonen formula and perfected it completely. It brought this whole epic fighting thing, more than you could ever imagine, while simultaneously having this Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the only way JJK don't go down as a classic, this is glazed, but I respect it. Yeah, I respect it too. Well, look, the only reason JJK won't go down as a classic is just because, like, Mappa flops it. Like, Culling Games is a flop. After Culling Games Part 2 is a flop. And Edge Runners is not a classic. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same page as you. I'm on the same page. But that's the only way JJK doesn't go down as a classic. I mean, it's already been so popular and it's already has so much motion that it will 99.9% go down as a classic for sure.
Feeling where important characters
Unless
were
they
getting
sell it.
slain every couple of episodes, which felt really fresh and dark and cool. The journey hits all the classic shonen stuff you'd ever want, but the cursed energy power system, the moral complexity of the world, and the characters like Gojo and Sukuna, who became some of the most legendary anime characters in recent history. And I'm not even talking about the fact that almost every episode had fights that looked better than the best fights in most other series. If you put all of these elements together, it's honestly kind of impossible to say JJK won't be a classic. It doesn't really feel like it changed shonen anime forever like Chainsaw Man, for example, but it definitely feels like it pushed it to a peak. And just so you know, this series has 2 seasons, and both of the seasons won Anime of the Year. So...
You know what? I actually agree with this. That ass, because there's always a sports anime that goes down as a classic. There's always a classic sports anime. Now, like if Rick was here, he would probably say Ishida no Joe. Fuck no. The classic one, like, probably would be like Slam Dunk, some shit like that. So I feel like Haikyuu might go down as a classic sports anime just because it was popular in the West and it was popular in the East. Like, it was popular everywhere. So I could definitely agree with that for sure.
Sports is a massive category within anime, and Haikyuu is basically the series that took
Why
the
am I
genre
getting called?
and perfected it. It took a pretty niche sport and somehow made it feel like the most epic thing ever. I mean, to this day, there are still a ton of videos of people talking about these inspirational Haikyuu moments. Even I started playing volleyball because of freaking Haikyuu. When a fictional sports anime genuinely inspires people to go out and play the actual sport in real life, you know you've achieved something truly special. This series gave awesome development to literally dozens of characters and multiple teams without any of them feeling...
No, it did. And like low-key, Haikyuu made me respect like how good character development is, because like there really is not like an anime that could like pick a random character in the anime and just give them the best character development and like 3 or 4 episodes or like minimal screen time. Like there's literally side characters and they just get some crazy character development and they end up doing some crazy shit that give you fucking chills. So like that, I really do respect this. This is a good pick.
Like some random background character. Each character had their own personal motivations, their own fears, their own growth arc that mattered, which created this incredibly rich cast that made every single match feel very important. Honestly, I think there's a solid 100% chance that you would find at least one of these characters super relatable, even if you don't play any kind of sport. I strongly believe this is and will be the sports anime to dethrone for a long time.
I don't know. I feel like dethrone is crazy. I feel like Blue Lock will be more popular. Just depends on like if the animation studio can get it together. Like it will be more popular, but I feel like Haikyuu will still be like that legacy classic anime though.
You might think it's
fuck no. Hell no.
Generic, you might think it's boring, you might even think it's bad. But when Demon Slayer...
No, look, I'll put some respect on Demon Slayer. Will it be a classic? I think Demon Slayer will be a classic like how Dragon Ball is a classic. Now, you might be like, oh, that's a crazy fucking take. But no. Like, you gotta realize Dragon Ball popularized anime back in the day, and Demon Slayer repopularized anime for like us. Demon Slayer will be a classic just because how much of a important of a role that it played, you know, and getting a lot of people in anime. So it will 1,000,000% be a classic, especially when these movies end up making $1 billion. There will be no conversation.
When it first came out, it felt like anime suddenly went into this whole new world of popularity. I mean, if you know people that don't like anime that much and they've maybe watched like one anime or something, there's a solid chance it was Demon Slayer. It became this massive series internationally in ways that most anime never even come close to. And honestly, I think Demon Slayer is great, but I'm not gonna lie, the biggest reason it's going to be be a classic is the animation. And that's fine. The fact is, this thing completely annihilated animation standards for the entire industry. There have always been beautiful looking anime with incredible animation, but Demon Slayer just pushed the boundary so much and forced everyone else to step up their game. Without exaggeration, every single episode felt like a movie. I mean, even the last season, which is pretty much a bunch of nothing, looks like a movie. And you can truly see the impact it's had. In terms of animation, there was a before Demon Slayer, and now there is an after Demon Slayer. Frieren is the highest rated anime of all time. So... No, I'm kidding. I mean, Frieren is the highest rated anime of all time, but that's not the reason it's going to be a classic. Anime has pretty much always been dominated by these epic series where people fight and, you know, there are adventures and there's always just something happening. But sometimes you'll get these calmer series.
I don't know, I feel like Frieren's gonna go down like maybe as like Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like that anime that older people talk about, like, oh yeah, it was so great, but like the newer audience is never gonna watch it. They're never gonna have like they're gonna be like, oh, I'm good on that old shit. I feel like that's what Frieren is gonna be like in 15 years.
That
it's gonna be the Full Metal Alchemist, maybe like 10 years.
Except for Frieren. The full title of the series is actually
Frieren Beyond Journey's End.
And that's because it takes place after the journey has already ended. After the big adventure where the characters, you know, beat the big boss. Frieren has this slower approach to storytelling that shouldn't have worked, but it absolutely did. The series actually took its time to let moments breathe and to explore everyday stuff. It wasn't slow just to be different. It was done on purpose to give you a completely different experience from anything out there. Honestly, if I describe this to someone, they'd probably think it sounds extremely boring until they actually put it on and realize that every single thing about it is perfect and their eyes are freaking glued to the screen. It's not always flashy or spectacular or epic, but Frieren is undeniably a classic.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, you lost me. Look, you lost me here. You gotta do some explaining. You gotta do a whole lot of explaining if you think Promise Neverland going down as a classic, bro. Hell no. I can give you 5.
I want to be very, very clear here. Easily. I am talking about The Promised Neverland Season 1, not Season 2.
Bro, it doesn't matter. It don't matter what season you're talking about. Once Season 2 came out, you might as well throw the whole thing in the trash, bro. You can't have one good season. We already know that's the case because Tokyo Ghoul. We already know we already know that. Tokyo Ghoul, Seven Deadly Sins, prime examples. 2 animes that will never go down as classics just because they had follow-up seasons that were dirt. Get this shit off the list.
One only. I can't really reveal what it's about, but I remember watching the first episode and just not being able to stop after that. Every twist was unexpected. Every jump scare was freaking terrifying. Every character was interesting. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of horror in general. I'm one of those people that'll watch a scary movie and literally think about it for weeks. But The Promised Neverland Season 1 is absolutely something I would rewatch. It was a masterclass that proved anime could deliver some incredible psychological thrillers. It created genuine tension and dread in ways that only some rare anime like Attack on Titan managed to. What made The Promised Neverland Season 1 genuinely special was its absolutely perfect control over pacing and how much information it gave you. It knew exactly when to drop important details, when to hold back, and when to deliver those shocking revelations that completely changed everything you thought you understood. If you're even a little bit kind of interested in thrillers or horror, watch it right now. This series is such a good way of getting into anime if you're interested in those genres, and it's definitely a classic in the making.
The venom from it won't hurt.
Classic in the making? No, it is not. No, it is not.
If we eat it.
Fantasy and cooking, a weird combination that somehow works, and I don't know why. Delicious in Dungeon is an anime that grabbed 2 completely different genres and somehow fused them together so well that it created something genuinely unique and absolutely delicious. It approached fantasy world building by asking these questions that we always think about, but we never really get a reply to. How do adventurers actually survive in these dangerous places? What does the ecosystem of a dungeon look like? It's funny, epic, scary, but most importantly, it is such a feel-good series. You can put this on whenever you're feeling a bit down or just chilling, and it will instantly bring a smile to your face. Delicious in Dungeon is the kind of anime that absolutely anyone can enjoy. And because of that, it's going to be remembered for a long time.
I have no
I mean,
enemy.
just because it's gonna be remembered don't mean it's gonna be a classic, bro. There's like plenty of 2000s anime that I remember. I wouldn't say it's a classic. You know, like it we like what's the line that we're drawing for a classic anime? Because you got Promised Neverland in this bitch. We're giving way too much grace. You're putting classic behind shit that should not should not have the word classic behind it.
Vinland Saga is one of the best pieces of storytelling in anime history, period. This anime brought literary quality to the medium while keeping all the cool visual stuff that makes anime awesome in the first place. Anyone who's a fan of history is going to enjoy Vinland Saga because of its insane commitment to authenticity. Honestly, I've never been a big Viking guy, but the attention to detail in this one is so strong I just couldn't stop myself from enjoying it. But the part that's truly awesome is the character development. Season 1 turns the main character.
I feel like this is this guy's favorite anime list. Like, I mean, he's got some solid shit on here that I can't argue. Like, Vinland Saga, like, you could definitely argue that in 10 years, this would be a classic anime. Like, there's a lot of animes like that, but, like, when you start saying Promised Neverland and, like, Delicious in Dungeon, those are, like, Delicious Dungeon, great anime. Go down as a classic? I don't know. Promised Neverland, no universe has gone down as a classic. So.
Into this revenge-obsessed warrior, which is kind of your basic anime stuff. While season 2 takes this incredibly risky step of completely changing the series from action-adventure to something way slower and more thoughtful. And trust me when I say that this was an incredible choice. It resulted in a character masterclass that unfolds over years. And on top of that, it has created some of the coolest villains in general. This isn't the most flashy anime on the list. In fact, it's probably the least flashy anime on this list. But the impact it had and is still having...
I don't know. Least flashy anime? I don't know. Vinland Saga Season 1 was definitely flashy. It was definitely flashy. You know, they stopped fighting Season 2, but Season 1, they were boxing in that bitch like almost every episode.
Now easily makes it a future classic. And considering it single-handedly created one of the most wholesome trends with the "I have no enemies" line, I would say that's a pretty strong sign of how much impact it's going to have. When I watched Mob Psycho 100, I definitely didn't think of it as anything special. Kind of like Vinland Saga, it's way more low-key than all the other series on this list. But as I kept watching, it became pretty obvious.
This might be like a favorite anime list. Like, I mean, Mob Psycho, this is a great anime too, but like, I feel like that we're giving classic too much grace. We're giving classic too much grace. Like, nowadays, if you ask me what's a classic, there's only like 5 anime that's gonna come up. Like, the big 3. Dragon Ball, and like maybe I would have to think about the last one, but there's not like 10 classic anime. Like, you know, there's good shit, but like, you know, you only got like 5 to 8 classics. To me personally, I feel like, you know, there's a lot of weight behind the word classic.
Just how much love and
but I mean, like, if it's just like anything that was good, any anime that was good when we were watching anime, then like you could throw a lot of shit on the list. There's a lot of good anime that came out in the last even 10 years. A shit ton of good anime.
Went to make
you could put anything
manga
on
was
this
originally
list.
drawn by one who's this amazing author with a very unusual art style. But when Studio Bones adapted his manga, instead of changing how it looked, they decided to go with this super simple style. And it just works. This series throws absolutely everything at you, from completely sketching looking sequences to beautifully animated fights to hilarious comedy moments. And it balances all of these things extremely well. Again, it's way more low-key than all the series here, but I still think that you'll have an awesome time watching it. It has this timeless quality of an anime you'll still be able to appreciate in 20 years and think, huh, that was pretty cool. It's simple, it's short, it's versatile, a future classic. Bleach is an anime that
No, I'm never hating on Bleach. I'm never gonna hate on Bleach.
actually ended almost 15 years ago after adapting approximately 2/3 of the manga. But after all this time, we were finally blessed with a new series, and trust me, the wait was so worth it. Listen, there's a reason every single episode has the ratings it has. It's because there is such an incredibly absurd amount of effort put into each one of them. You can just tell that the people who made this have a deep respect respect for the source material. They removed all the bad stuff from the original series and added way more of what made it amazing in the first place. Those intense action sequences and the memorable characters. And they did all that while updating the entire presentation for modern audiences. This anime somehow managed to deliver on literally decades of anticipation while somehow exceeding the expectations that hardcore fans had for years. Bleach: Thousand Year Blood War is one of the most successful anime comebacks in history. The original series is a classic now, and this new series will absolutely be a classic later.
I can agree with that.
Chainsaw Man didn't have the mainstream impact of Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan, but it was pretty freaking close. This series took shonen tropes and completely destroyed them while simultaneously delivering all the chaotic insanity that makes...
I think like Chainsaw Man gonna go down as a classic just because like the way that it changed shonen forever. Like so shonen is gonna be shonen is officially changed because of Tatsuki Fujimoto, what he did with Chainsaw Man. So like it's gonna go down as a classic just because of the impact it had, and plus because it has one of the best anime movies to ever do it. So
this genre amazing. In that sense, I think that both Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man perfected battle anime, but if I had to choose which of these two went in a more original direction, it would have to be Chainsaw Man. The cherry on the top was how MAPPA's animation brought Tatsuki Fujimoto's completely unique manga to life with his more cinematic style, a style that's slowly becoming the standard for a lot of anime. But what really pushes Chainsaw Man into future classic territory is how it was the start of this entire generation of new anime. I think it's kind of the reason a lot of series are going into this more mature and dark direction instead of the stuff we used to see like 10, 20 years ago. Listen, Chainsaw Man is not my favorite thing at all, but without exaggerating, it feels like a revolutionary series.
Alright, come on now. Well, like, look. I've given you props when you said good shit. And I've been on your ass when you said bad things, but there is no way we think Devilman Crybaby is a classic in 10 years.
I'm not gonna lie, I was really hesitating to put Dandadan here purely because of how insane and weird and colorful it is compared to pretty much...
Nigga, Dandadan is most definitely a classic over fucking Devilman's Crybaby. Are we serious?
You know, everything out there. But then I remember that the same studio that made Dandadan also made another anime a couple of years ago, and that was Devilman Crybaby. Even though both of these series are massively different, I definitely think that Devilman laid the foundation for visually experimental anime like Dandadan. It looks and feels.
I'm not gonna lie. Only probably 10% of the people that watch Dandadan have seen Devilman Crybaby. That gotta be a fact. So, like, I don't think that's too much of a factor.
Oh, weird compared to everything you can think of. And it also has this specific style of fluid animation that was really ahead of its time. These bizarre character designs, those bold color choices that jump at your eyeballs, and the extremely dark story that pushed the boundaries in ways that are still influencing animators and directors today. People either loved it or found it very disturbing, but it definitely left everyone feeling some kind of way. And after watching Devilman, you can sort of see the first steps of a lot of the stuff that's coming out nowadays. I mean, it's pretty telling that it won Anime of the Year. And even though it came out a few years ago, it still has a very unique feel that's going to be hard to replicate. And finally, I do not think there is a better place to end than with One Piece. In my eyes, the original anime is already a classic, but I genuinely think that we'll look
I think like One Piece, you can't put One Piece on this list because like that's like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, like they're always gonna be classic. It's like I respected Thousand Year Blood War because like it's kind of different, but like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, those are gonna be classics forever. Like it's never gonna change. One Piece is not a modern anime. Like it's still like fucking old anime. Like, you know, they modernized it, but like most people still consider One Piece like a classic old anime.
Back at this period of One Piece in like 10 years and also think of it as a classic. I mean, if it's over by then? I have no idea, honestly. It could be 20 more years, 30 more years. Oh my gosh, am I gonna be alive when One Piece is over? It's the perfect example of an anime that didn't just rely on its hardcore fans and nostalgia to stay relevant. This thing has been going on for over 1,000 episodes, and it has somehow managed to integrate every single thing that has made modern anime awesome-tacular. I know a lot of people are saying that One Piece is slowly getting worse and worse, but I just have to disagree. One Piece has genuinely maintained excellence over an impossible period of time, even though the series still has terrible pacing issues.
I'm not gonna lie, saying that One Piece has maintained excellence over a crazy period of time. Look, this is where you One Piece fans start to lose me a little bit. We gotta be realistic. We can't act like the first 500 episodes of One Piece. Well, I'm not gonna say 500. That might be dramatic. We can't act like the first 300 episodes of One Piece are excellent, because they are not. We gotta be realistic. Come on, we gotta be a little bit realistic.
They've managed to adapt it to modern audiences, and they've turned it into something that could easily compete against stuff that's been coming out in the last couple of years. I mean, the fact that I can talk to someone who started watching One Piece like 20 years ago and we can nerd out about an episode that came out like last week or something. I mean, if there's a sign of a classic, that's it, you know? Those are the modern anime that I'm absolutely convinced will be remembered in 10, 20, 30 years from now. When people ask what anime actually defined the 2010s, 2020s, these are the series we're going to remember. And I'll be standing there with my white hair saying stuff like, you know, "Ah, yes, that was a great time for anime."
I think like by the standard you have for like classics, like, yeah, I mean, I can't argue with most of these, is because like basically you're saying like any good anime that came out in the early or the late 2010s is a classic, which, I mean, like, I can't argue with that if that's like your definition of a classic. You know, like I said, I only got like 5 or 6 animes as a classic, so you know I got a lot more weight behind that title. But you definitely have some things on there that I would not say is a classic. Most definitely not. 0%. Great video though. We got next up we got the most average man in anime. He's goated. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not all the way caught up with Dan. I mean, not Dan, Gacha Akuda. Not all the way caught up, just cause anime has just not been hitting for me. So you know, I'm gonna get back into it and binge watch like the last 8 some episodes. So pretty soon, but let's see what Shonen Scope is talking about.
Have you ever looked at someone and thought that if you were just as strong, if you were just as smart, if you were just as talented as they were, you could be just as successful? I'm talking about the idea that our own faults and failures aren't because we lack the effort, but because we're just not naturally talented enough. I bet all of us have felt that feeling at least a couple of times in our lives. And there's obviously circumstantial things that are just out of our control, but those who can stand up to that adversity and push through regardless sit.
Alright, I just want to say this, like, let me be a little devil advocate just a little bit here. Like, we gotta understand, like, only like a super small percentage of the people in the world of Gachakuda even become a giver. So already he's not average. I just want to throw that out there. Now, you know, you might be like, okay, you're missing the whole point, Hezzy. I just had to throw that out there. You know, just had to throw that out there.
A beautiful example for everyone else. Hard work can beat talent. Not that it always does, but it can. There's a certain level of pride that the mediocre can achieve, something that those with natural talent will never truly experience. That feeling of knowing that you're fighting a losing battle and still refusing to give in is what makes the average so strong. And when it comes to having pride in that mediocrity, nobody does it better than Zonka. Gachi Akata has been getting hella popular recently, but it still hasn't been around.
Alright, bro, is that really how you say it? Gachi Akata? You know, I gotta look it up now, because this ain't been the first person that I hear been pronounced like that. So now I got it. Now I need to know for like, whoa. Now I need to know for my own information. What the fuck just happened to my shit? Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Gachi
Akata. What did I say? Gacha Akuda? Yeah, okay, so I got it wrong. God damn, that is it should have been Gachi Akuda. That just sounds way better. Gachi Akira, that shit sound ass.
I wouldn't blame you if you're unfamiliar with Zonka's game. His character is a testament to all those who feel like they've never truly been gifted, which is something that honestly lets me resonate super easily with this character. I've always felt that the things that I'm good at have been due to my own hard work because I often lack talent, and maybe that's just a self-serving bias, who knows. But regardless, Zonka feels like less of an anime archetype and more of a human one. Before I start microanalyzing his mindset and motivations though, I should probably do a quick background on who the guy really is. Zonka is part of a group that uses their weapons to fight these massive monsters known as trash beasts, although Gachi Akuta kinda tends to ignore that aspect in favor of human on human conflict more, but that's a whole other can of worms. Anyways though, like I was saying, Zonka is a cleaner. Before all that though, Zonka was from a completely different faction, one that would actually seem to go against everything that he now stands for, the Hellguard. Stemming from the royal Nijuku clan, Zonka had been perceived as a prodigy ever since childhood. He was still training incredibly hard behind the scenes, but to himself and everyone else, he was a genius. He longed for the golden chair, a seat reserved only for the best student in the Hellguard every year, and it was his duty to take that seat. Then all of a sudden, a new member joined the class, a smaller woman by the name of Hyo, and on her first sparring session, she beat the entire class to a pulp, with Zonka receiving the worst of it. It wasn't as big of a deal to the other students, as they already understood that they weren't natural talents, but it was different to Zonka. In their battle, not only did Hyo completely outclass him, but she destroyed his spirit as well. She wasn't even a noble like him. She was just some kid from the slums, and yet she was such a natural talent. His entire worldview had been shattered in a matter of minutes. He had always thought that he was a genius, that he was capable of sitting in that golden chair. But in a single moment, that entire idea was crushed.
I hate to be the devil advocate, but like he is already not average. You just said he was better than 90% of the class, and only one person beat his ass. He's already not average. I'm just saying.
He wasn't a genius. He wasn't even close. He was average, just like the rest of his class.
He's not average. He was whooping the rest of his class, and then someone came in and whooped him. He's top 2. He is not average.
Yet even with the broken spirit, he still clung on to that thin strand of hope that maybe, just maybe, he could still earn that title of genius. When it was time to select new weapons, he had an idea. Everyone else would try and take the strongest looking tool, but he figured that a real genius would try and think outside the box. A simple stick, he thought. It wouldn't have been put there for no reason. It had to be some sort of secret powerful tool. Turns out though, it wasn't. It was a simple stick after all, and the so-called real genius Hyo simply selected a sturdy looking sword. In a desperate attempt to regain his genius status, he failed again and fell into a deep well of despair. Like literally, he crawled into a well and didn't move for 3 days after that incident.
Top 2, but he is 2.
However, after some time, a random man seemingly stumbled upon him, and while Zonka was wallowing in his self-pity about how an average bum can never stack up to the real geniuses of the world, the man gave him some advice. Not that I know what makes someone a natural talent, but if that's not what you say you are, who says you need to be? You can't be strong unless you know your weaknesses. I'd like to see you prove one day that the average can eclipse the gifted. Those few words had once again reshaped the way Zonka thought about the world. Yeah, he was average, but what's stopping him from being great too? He doesn't need to be some genius born with talent. Matter of fact, he doesn't even want to be.
I'm not gonna lie, like the more that I listen to it, like you can't convince me he's average anymore. Like I don't know, like you could have kind of convinced me at first, but like not anymore.
He's gonna show everyone to never underestimate mediocrity. Now with all that said,
he was strong, he was smart, and then he decided to pick the weakest tool there was, and then gave up because that shit was actually trash. He's not average.
There is one major part of Zonka's character that I think many people get wrong. Every time we see Zonka talking to someone else, he's always saying to never underestimate mediocrity and how the average man can be just as strong as a genius. But deep down, while this black and white division of average and gifted might be his greatest strength, it's also his greatest weakness. This guy clearly suffers from a major inferiority complex, and when he's not among others, we witness the true emotions going on in his head. While he trains incredibly hard and is very powerful to boot, he still thinks that he's just average. His self-proclaimed mediocrity makes him think that he's lesser than someone like the likes of Engine, Jabber, and Rudo. And that drive to keep pushing further beyond and achieve great heights as an average guy is what keeps him going. But by staying within that mindset, he's always going to be limiting himself by not acknowledging how strong he's actually become. And if I could just spitball for a second, we've also seen that vital instruments can have multiple release forms too. So maybe if he would actually acknowledge his skills instead of always classifying himself as some kind of lesser being, it's possible he could even have a stronger release form. Speaking of his Jinky though, compared to many of his fellow cleaners, Zonka's vital instrument is kind of mid, which is another major reason for his inferiority complex.
I mean, he did pick a fucking stick that is on him though. Like,
It's not that it's bad, but when looking at someone like Rio with massive metal scissors with insane cutting power, or Engine who has an umbrella made for incredible offense and defense, Zonka's stick definitely seems like the weakest of the bunch. Something I recently noticed though was the name of his stick and how it actually reflects his character. Lovely Assist Staff is the name of his Jinky, and while it definitely sounds a little goofy, instead of trying to create power through his vital instrument, he uses his staff to actually increase his own strength. That might sound like I'm reading way too into things, but just take a look at his fights. He's not just using the staff for every attack, but rather it's a tool that he can also use for movement and positioning, and he's not afraid to use punches and kicks in conjunction with his regular attacks too. Then if we look at say Engine's first fight from the start of the series, we can see that every attack that he throws or blocks is only possible because of his Jinky. Zonka however doesn't rely solely on his staff. He lets it assist in his natural fighting style, opting for a smarter approach to battle than his fellow cleaners. When you're like Zonka and have such a lackluster tool compared to these other natural talents, the only way he'd ever actually be able to keep up is through an insane amount of training and intelligence. I bet many of the other cleaners have good training regimens too, but we know
I mean, a sane amount of training and intelligence. That's already telling you he's not average. Like, the average person not putting in a sane amount of training and they're not intelligent.
that Zonka trains hard
I hate to be the devil's advocate on this video. It's just like, I can't believe it anymore, bro. You lost me.
single day and cares deeply for his staff. And even when he was thought to be a big shot natural, he was still working incredibly hard. Also, bro's strength is actually insane. Like, he is literally table flipping the ground. And if we're talking grit, Zonka literally stood 10 toes down against Jabber when he turned into a literal tornado. When bro got knocked down and was presumably out, he even stopped Jabber's claws with his teeth, double pumped him in the ribs, and did 4 front flips on him. Zonka's not only incredibly smart, but when he's out of creative options, he's always willing to charge straight ahead. He even knows his Jinky so incredibly well that he can stab it into the ground and sense the vibrations of everything around him, simply because he spent so much time learning how his stick is built and the way it interacts with the environment. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that someone like Engine or Rio knows their tool well enough to do something like that. And if I could toss just a little more glaze in there for good measure, Zonka's wits and ability to keep a cool head is something that I really think sets him apart from the rest of the cleaners. While everyone else can kind of just rely on insane strength, Zonka has literally said himself that the average folks like him need to think a bit outside the box, which is why he's lauded as such a good teacher, and one of the best.
I think this is like you kind of just found your favorite character in the show and you just wanted to make a glaze video about him, and you were like, how can I get niggas to click on this video? And you just call him the most average character ever, and he just isn't that. But I respect it though. Like, I really do respect it
when it comes to handling his vital instrument. Not that he's stronger, because trust me, power scaling wise, respectfully my boy gets outclassed, but in terms of actual technique with his Jinky, he's kind of the GOAT. Similarly, when all the cleaners finally met up with Amo in the desert, everyone seemed to put away their vital instrument, except for Zonka, which I don't think was just random chance. I believe that he was actually the only one who still had his mind scouting out for possible danger and chose to keep his Jinky out just in case. A very small detail, but one that really solidified his character. He doesn't have any special moves or ultimate abilities like the rest. His strength literally only comes from incredible mastery over his tool and fighting style, although he does have some pretty cool jet-propelled spikes that can pierce enemies if he locks them down. Zonka also possesses another quality that isn't often talked about, and that's his role as a side character. Except for a few animes that subvert the norms, the majority of protagonists will always start out at a certain power level, face some sort of enemy, and then usually get stronger during their fight to beat them. However, as a side character, there's a lot less of an expectation for Zonka to always come out victorious compared to someone like Ruto where it's expected. This way, we never really know going into a fight whether Zonka's actually gonna win or not, and it really makes his character feel like he's not protected by the plot or any kind of genius level powers. The author literally makes his character feel like he has to work harder than anyone else just to keep up, and that's what I love about him. When Zonka actually wins, it doesn't just feel like he was supposed to, it's like he actually earned that victory. And before y'all go typing away in the comments, yes, I am clearly a Zonka defender, and I think it honestly
clearly
it makes a lot of sense that he lost to Jabber twice. Unless we didn't watch the same damn fights, it literally seemed like Zonka would pull off some insanely diabolical move that would have taken out any other fighter. But because this absolute freak loves pain and can dull his senses to fight even longer, Zonka just got matched up terribly. Not only that, but Zonka could literally land 100 hits on Jabber and he would walk it off, while Jabber only has to land 1 hit and the neurotoxin will do the rest of the work. It's the Jogo and Renji treatment. Both characters are insanely strong, but unfortunately it's just a really bad matchup. Gachiakata is also only about halfway done, so from what I've heard, there's still a lot more backstories that haven't been explained yet, but even out of the relative few that we do know so far, I still think that Zonka's resonates the hardest. His motivations are more than just wanting to become the strongest. Rather, it's his unstoppable urge to prove to others that the mediocre can be just as strong as the genius. And even though he may think he's already proven that to himself, he most certainly hasn't, which is why his drive to progress is so strong. The character's strengths might be what they're known for, but their flaws are what cement them as a well-written character, and I think that Zonka is a perfect example of that concept. Especially when looking at his relationship with his siblings that stayed in the Hellguard, Zonka is actually really scared of them, them, as he sees them as geniuses opposed to his mediocre self. They expected him to be something so much more than he was, a level of strength that he never naturally possessed, and their expectations for him not only drove Zonka to become as strong as he is now, but it's also his biggest limiting factor, as once again he sees himself as inherently lesser or weaker than his brother and sister. Gachiakuta's mangaka Kiurana also created a one-shot prior to the manga's debut called Chikido. It's a story about becoming the strongest swordsman, which is honestly quite a fun little read, but I can definitely also see some significant inspiration for Zonka's character in this one-shot. The main character Homura is a lot like Zonka, an average guy who wants to prove himself as stronger than people think. They both share the desire to be recognized by their peers by becoming stronger than anyone thought possible, but Homura is definitely a lot more of an airhead and far less tactical than Zonka. This time, however, instead of Hyo, the duo antagonist Gin is the genius who absolutely demolishes Homura every time they spar. There doesn't seem to be much of a deeper connection when it comes to Zonka's inferiority complex though, but it's definitely cool to see some inspiration in her previous works.
I don't got much to say. This is dead ass just whatever his name is, Glaze video. Look, is he a cool character? Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like everyone gotcha whatever we already went through the name. I'm gonna just say Gotcha Akuda. I don't care that other shit sound goofy. I think like most of all the characters are cool in that show. They all got cool designs. Most of them got cool weapons, and they got like nice personalities. But like, you know, to glaze a character at this level is unprecedented. It is unprecedented, and I just would have respected it more if you would have like titled this "A While of Zarka" or something like this. But calling him an average man in anime is crazy work.
As you can tell,
it's more like it's kind of like he convinced you that he was average. That's what happened, but he's not really average. He just convinced you that he was.
I really love Zonka's character because I feel like he encapsulates the characters who don't often get much of a spotlight, the ones who aren't as great as the protagonists and really get their time to shine, which if you've seen the most recent chapters of the manga might end up being a bit contradictory to what I said, but regardless, I still love his character. There's just something about Zonka that not only makes him incredibly interesting, but honestly such an inspiring character. In a world without fancy powers and superhuman abilities like the one that we live in, feeling average or less than is even more prevalent, so having a character that's the pinnacle of mediocrity taken to the max level is something that I think a lot of us can really look up to. Most of us aren't naturally gifted, and that's okay, because the drive to succeed is strongest when you actually have something truly difficult to accomplish. His good quality is his inexhaustible flame. It consumes his inept and naive past, and when his heart struggles to break free, it leads him to evolve.
Alright, I mean, just be honest, if it's a Glaze video, put it in the thumbnail, you don't gotta lie. It's like, that's the thing, like, that's all he had to do. Like, that's all he had to do. Like, I would have respected that video 50 billion times more. It's not like he's not really average though, like, but like I respect it though. Like that's it. You know, I respect it, and that's all I'm gonna say about that video. Like, I respect it. I respect the glaze. I think like every character deserves to have a glazer like that. You know, like, look, would it be me? No, I would not be glazing that nigga like that. You know, I choose the glaze characters for different reasons, but I respect it. I respect it. All right, we got the anime masterpiece nobody cared about by Gion's Adventure. Now I believe this video is about Monster. Y'all know I'm a Monster glazer, so once I saw this, I had to watch it.
About a year ago.
I could be wrong though. Like, there was nothing in the thumbnail that told me it was Monster. I just like it's just complete inference.
An anime came out that I thought would change the landscape of the medium. It was the adaptation of one of the greatest manga by one of the greatest mangaka of all time, set in the universe of one of the most popular manga franchises ever, animated by a brand new studio, founded by one of the most influential and respected individuals in the world of Japanese animation, and licensed by the most popular streaming platform on the planet. It had every premise to be groundbreaking, to truly leave a mark on the industry, but instead it had one of the most underwhelming.
But did y'all watch Pluto? I think like Pluto is like underrated. I think it's a lot better than what like people have it. 8.47 is like respectable. I feel like a lot of people just don't watch it, and it goes with like Monster. Like, Monster, I think is like one of the best told stories ever. I could glaze a monster for fucking days and weeks. But like, if you look at the popularity of the anime, it's just not popular. Like, people don't watch those type of animes. So I feel like the same thing happened with Pluto. It just suffered from like, you know, anime fans not watching those type of animes.
Link releases I've ever seen for a show of this caliber. It generated no hype at all, and as of today, not even a year after the release, no one except a very small group of enthusiasts is even talking about it anymore. It's like this anime never existed. Pluto is an incredible manga, written and illustrated by none other than Naoki Urasawa, one of the greatest mangaka to ever live.
Yes, sir.
And the story of how it came to be is just as unbelievable. If you go on the Wikipedia page for manga, you'll find a lot.
Okay, so this is about Astro Boy, so I was wrong. Not Astro Boy, this is about Pluto, so I was wrong. But it's by the same person that made Monster, so technically.
About the history of the medium, and you'll see that its origins are old, but also quite uncertain. What is certain, however, is that the moment manga became what we know and love today is in the post-war period. And it's mostly thanks to one man, Osamu Tezuka. Tezuka is pretty much the inventor of everything we consider the standard in Japanese comics today, known as the godfather of manga, probably the most influential mangaka of all time. Tezuka created a medium and made an entire generation fall in love with it. And one of the children of that generation was Naoki Urasawa. At the age of 4, he read Astro Boy for the first time, and his world was forever changed. Now fast forward to 2002. Tezuka has been gone for a while, and Urasawa is now a great mangaka, already one of the best to ever do it. And he decides to reread his favorite arc in Astro Boy, an arc named The Greatest Robot on Earth. However, when he's done with it, he feels like something is wrong. It's like some scenes are missing, and some others are different from what he remembered. But soon he realizes that nothing is wrong with the manga. It's just that when he was a kid reading those pages, he had created his own version of the story in his head, adding scenes, characters, and context with his overflowing imagination. And he has an idea. He's a great mangaka. He knows what makes a good story, and so he decides to contact a freelance editor he knows, and he sends him the version of the story he had envisioned as a kid. His initial idea, in fact, wasn't to be the one to put the story into paper. He was already working on another huge project at the time, and he was already extremely overworked, to the point of being physically sick. But when the editor read his idea, he couldn't believe his eyes. He was ecstatic, and implored Urasawa to be the one to bring it to life. It wasn't easy for Urasawa to accept, because of the various projects he had going on, but also because Tezuka was his idol, and Astro Boy his favorite manga growing up. Taking this job would mean having to put his hands on something that him and pretty much all of Japan considered sacred, the Bible of manga. But after a few sleepless nights, he messages the editor. He had decided to do it. It is true that if the project failed, he would become public enemy #1 in Japan.
This is the exact reason why nobody want to touch Berserk. You know, like sometimes, you know, we've already had Berserk failures. You might as well put your hands on it, at least like the anime. And if it's good, then you're gonna go down as a great. But if it's trash, no one's gonna want to ever touch your shit again. You just gotta take the risk.
And that no one,
Please.
including himself, would ever forgive him.
I need some more Berserk
but there
shit
was
animated.
a chance he could succeed. And if that happened, it would be the realization of a dream. The coronation of a path he had started when he was 4 years old. And he was willing to bet on himself. From his own words in an interview, the idea was just too good to let somebody else do it.
That's a fact.
The next step to
respect
proceed would be to get the rights to Astro Boy, and that would prove to be more challenging than initially thought. Even when you are Naoki Urasawa, you can't simply walk in the office of Tezuka Productions and pretend to get the rights to one of the most popular manga of all time.
Oh God, like they probably looked at him like he was stupid. You want to do what? You want the rights to what?
just because you decided to make your fanfiction official. He first had to meet with Makoto Tezuka, Osamu's son, to explain his idea and show him some drafts. But unlike what he thought, he received an immediate rejection. Makoto wasn't so sure about giving other artists permission to work on what his father had dedicated.
We are at Pluto. He's getting the rights for Pluto right now. That's where we're at.
His entire life to. And he felt like he already had too many projects lined up. But once he had set his mind to it, there was no way to stop Urasawa. And after he asked over and over again, with different drafts and plans each time, Makoto finally accepts. But he has a condition. This new manga couldn't be a copy of Tezuka's work. The style had to be different, the plot had to be different, and even the character designs had to be different. This had to be Naoki Urasawa's manga, his personal view of Astro Boy. Urasawa accepts, and it's all set. On September the 5th, 2003, the first chapter of Pluto was released, and it's an immediate success. It went on for 6 years, selling over 8.5 million copies, a huge amount for a seinen comic. It won a ton of awards, including, funnily enough, the Osamu Tezuka Cultural Prize, and it's a success with both the audience and the critics. It's incredible, and it proved to be one of Urasawa's greatest manga.
Whoa.
So,
yeah, just say one of.
What is Pluto? Pluto is a story set in a futuristic world in which robots are so advanced that they have become part of society and coexist with humans. They've gained rights, and some of them...
I bet you don't get it, but like, you could deadass not tell what is a robot in this goddamn show unless the show tells you. It's crazy.
Even
It's like fucking watching, it's like playing that goddamn Detroit Become Human, bro.
Exactly like human beings. The only things that make them different are that they can't feel emotions in the way a human can, that they are still controlled by humans in some ways, and that they can't kill humans no matter what. Among these robots, there are 7 so advanced and powerful that they stand in a tier of their own as the 7 great robots of the world. And the story revolves around them. The protagonist is Gesicht, a Europol detective called to solve a case regarding a string of robot and human deaths around the world. So Pluto is essentially a murder mystery, or at least it starts as one, with Gesicht having to solve what is an apparently simple case for a detective of his caliber, but it quickly goes much deeper than that. The robots being killed are the 7 great robots, and the humans are all scientists connected to them. The killer leaves traces behind, and it all starts to lead back to a war all the characters took part in years before the start of the story. You're fed information little by little, and you can start putting the pieces together.
Yep.
Things that seemed unimportant become crucial, and the stories of all these different characters come together in a beautiful, intricate climax. It's a story full of powerful themes, war and its consequences, both on the population who experiences it and those who commit the acts, racism and the way it's perpetrated and deeply rooted in society, and what it means to be a family, and ultimately, to be human. This is a story about robots with the ultimate goal of making you think about humanity. And what's beautiful is that to see all of this, you don't have to delve deep into its meaning and symbolism. It's all extremely in your face.
Yep.
This story isn't scared to be political. These are Urasawa's ideas, and you will face them. This is literally the KKK, and this is literally the Iraq War. This guy is the President of the United States, and this is Saddam Hussein. This story is blatantly full of meaning, and it breaks the barrier of fiction. It speaks to you. It's one of the hardest hitting anime you will ever watch. And Pluto manages to do all of this without leaving behind the soul of the original Astro Boy. In an interview, Urasawa said, "The greatest robot on Earth arc isn't about a righteous robot that takes down the bad robots. It's about the emptiness of war." When I first read it, I felt like I had been told a very deep story. something meant for adults. Pluto is
See, like, I didn't know the Astro Boy part of this, so like it's cool to learn it. You know, I only know the fucking Pluto side.
Kurosawa saw when he
watched it.
first read the story as a child. It is different from the original, be it for the art style, completely different and way more complex. For the type of story it is, that goes from being pretty straightforward and aimed at a shonen demographic, to being a complex murder mystery with plot twists and revelations each chapter that asks deep questions about the morality of war and the origin of human nature. Or for the characters. Many of the robots in the original manga didn't really serve any purpose, while in Pluto each of them is a deep character with a lot to offer to the plot. North Number 2, who was just this funny looking robot with 6 arms.
This nigga he is a dog in Pluto, bro. He got such a good moment.
Is now a layered character, deeply troubled by his horrible actions in the war, who's looking for redemption and peace, learning how to play the piano. Brando was just a wrestler robot looking for revenge, but now he's a scarred veteran who decided to find his purpose in raising a family with his loving wife. And Gazekt, who was this thing, has become one of the greatest protagonists you will ever have the pleasure to encounter. But it still manages to remain that same story at heart. Pluto's got it all. Incredible world building, a deep and intricate plot despite a somewhat lacking ending, amazingly fascinating characters, and even pleasant and fluid animation. Yes, the CGI is a bit wonky at times, but the direction and the cinematography are truly impeccable, with shots that look straight out of the movies. The music is beautiful, and there are even some surprising Sakuga moments here and there. And yet, despite all of this, it was watched just slightly more than this anime, about a guy who gets reincarnated into the dog of his classmate, who's a bit too much into pets. Sometimes you have no explanation for the weird things that happen in the anime and manga community, but this failure could have easily been avoided. Pluto was never meant to be the most popular anime ever. The manga has been out for over 15 years at this point, so there wasn't much hype around it anymore. It's a story clearly aimed at young adults, not your typical battle shonen that everyone is immediately drawn to. And it needs a bit of reasoning and reflecting to be enjoyed to its fullest. Not a very common thing anymore. But with just a few changes here and there, it could have been much more than what it was. It's 2024, and Netflix continues releasing anime in the same way they release Western shows, refusing to understand that the two are not the same. Pluto came out on the 26th of October, 3 weeks after the beginning of the fall anime season, and so it doesn't appear anywhere as a full anime. I personally know a lot of people who before the season starts go on sites like MyAnimeList or AniList to choose a list of anime to watch for the season, and Pluto could have easily been on there, but it's not. The release schedule and the episode structure was equally terrible.
Oh yeah, the way that they did the episodes was fucking horrible. I still remember that, bro.
Once again, Netflix refused to release this anime as an anime, and it was published all at once in 8 one-hour-long episodes.
Yeah.
Pluto was born and died on a random day of October with no hype at all surrounding it. And it's sad. What could have been one of the most important anime of the 2020s is now pretty much already forgotten. There is still a tiny bit of hope left, as if there's one good thing about it being a Netflix production, is that it's going to stay on the platform for as long as it exists. And so maybe it will eventually gain some popularity over the years. At least, I hope so. But for now, this is the anime masterpiece that no one cared about. And if you didn't watch it, I really think you'll enjoy it, no matter who you are. It's a story that is very easy to resonate with. It's hopeful, humanitarian and anti-war, themes we really need in this period in history. And it's also something we probably won't ever get to experience again. Back in 2019, Urasawa was asked what advice he would give to an artist who wanted to adapt one of his works like he did with Astro Boy. And he replied, "Don't do it." Even though he understood the responsibility of the undertaking, the pressure and intense struggle was so much that he would never do it again, and would advise a young
That makes
artist
sense.
to avoid it as well. So, most likely, a project like Pluto won't ever be seen again in the industry. And not watching it would mean losing out on a one-of-a-kind experience. Pluto was incredible, and I really hope that its failure
I mean, I
once
feel like it's only a one-of-a-kind experience if you watch Astro Boy, which I didn't. But I think it's still a good anime regardless. Like even like that, it didn't have that much like hype around it. I think the only reason that I figured out about Pluto is I figured out about it because Uesaki, the same person that made Monster, which I recently had watched at the time, made Pluto. So I was like, oh, he made something else? I'm gonna watch it too. So that's how it kind of went. But yeah, for people that like never watch Monster or aren't manga readers, so they never heard of 20th Century Boys or like the Monster manga, like they probably have no idea who Uesaki even is. So it's just tough for like the seinen audience and like modern day shonen. Like even if Monster came out today, it would still be underrated.
put an end to Urasawa's manga getting anime adaptations. After all, his greatest work has yet to grace the anime medium.
Which is fucking crazy. Great video. Gion's Adventure. Fantastic video, man. I hate that when good anime like this go on unseen by the mass. It took me 3 days to finish watching this anime. How good it was animated, how good the story is told in the fight scene. Yeah, I mean that's Uesaki for you. Dead ass. He got bangers that niggas don't care about, which is crazy. Alright, we got the 7 levels of anime and manga. This one was kinda long, so we will see what he's talking about.
Every level of anime explained.
Level 1. Gunner Anime.
These are the shows that you would only ever watch.
Bro, why did we pick that interesting ass AI voice? Like we couldn't have chose anything else. Level 1 Gunner Anime. Like why? Why did you do that? I'm sure it's great, but I'm good. I mean, yeah, you and 90% of the other anime audience, like for some reason y'all don't like seinens and that type of story, which I understand. Like it's not for everybody.
Dark room with a bottle of lotion, hoping to dear God that no one tried walking in at that moment. These are the shows that you'd be shamed out of your family for even daring to indulge in. Some examples are like High School DxD, Chuhi Lips, and the godforsaken My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute. Okay, honestly, scratch the last one. This shit should be like level 0. If you watch My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute, you genuinely need to be buried under the psych ward as you have no actual place in society. But back to the topic at hand. With how mentally handicapped we as a society have become to making literally everything on the internet sexual and goon heavy, this is just adding to the problem. And I already know there's gonna be some
I'm not gonna lie, Gunner Anime has been a thing for like 15 years, but like this is nothing new.
Gooners watching this video being like, well, actually, shows like High School DxD actually have deep, impactful plots where the characters go on empowering journeys to find their inner beauty. Like, no, little bro, I'm gonna stop you right there. Let's stop with the cope. I mean, for God's sake, this is literally the cover of Volume 3. Like, analyzing some of these scenes, be sure there aren't mainly 2 reasons you're watching this slop. So yeah, there's not much to say about Level 1. These are mainly the shows non-anime watchers think anime is. And it's not just bad from an artistic point of view, it's literally contributing to the downfall of our goon-addicted society. So if you watch any of these, I truly beg you to seek God and go outside and get a nice fistful of grass.
Level 2. Slop Anime.
Now, moving into level 2, we go to by far the section with the most amount of anime in it. It's all the tier 7 slop anime that seemingly gets pushed out of a conveyor belt, and maybe 6 people in total watch it. One great example.
You think 6 niggas are watching these type of animes? Like you might be lost as an anime fan. There's a reason why this shit comes out as frequently as it does. If 6 niggas were watching this shit, we would never see this type of anime ever. The only reason these type of animes make it off the line is because they make money. That is exactly why they get pushed out like they do.
Before I watched the first episode a long time ago because it was being memed is reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Like, genuinely, what is this? I guess Japan will make a show about fucking anything these days. What's next? I was reborn as toilet paper and now forced to clean hairy assholes for eternity.
Bro.
Like, this shit is so brain dead, man. And what's crazier? This show got a second season. What?
Let me show you something, little bro. 173,000 members. Nigga, that's just on my anime list, bro. Like, niggas watch these shows, bro. That's the only reason why they keep getting pushed out. The words slop, Pete, Gunner, and more have made discussing anime unbearable. You know how it be, bro. That's just the type of like stage we as a society are in where we use stuff like that.
Is there actually a market for this shit? I simply don't understand who's actually spending their free time consuming this. And I mean, according to IMDb, it seems no one's watching it. Fucking season finale has 8 whole ratings.
Bro, are you a goddamn bot? Are you really going by fucking IMDb ratings for fucking anime? Are you a real human being?
What an absolute joke. When watching this shit also, dog, there's movement. Why does a show with 8 people watching have more fluidity in animation than Blue Lock Season 2? I genuinely don't understand what real life is anymore. And the irritating part about all this is the stupid vending machine show is actually just a singular grain of sand compared to the ocean of the slop anime there are. There are seemingly infinite number of shows out there with an audience of like 12 people, but somehow get multiple seasons and
bro, like you might actually be slow in the brain if you think an anime with 12 people watching is getting 2 seasons, bro. The anime industry is all about money. If something gets a season 2, it means there was enough money. That's all there means. There was enough money generated. There was enough money for the IP to get a second season. That's all it means, bro. Every single time.
Real life human beings animating this. But that's just the first issue. The other issue I have with these level 2 slop animes is the names. Like, golly, who is the guy naming these shows? One thing I know for sure is the people who name these shows must have the pronouns brain.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Your voice is cooking me, bro. Like, every time I hear your voice, I just think of like, bro, like, I don't want to be mean, but I just think of like an absolute jeweler. Like, not like Patrick here, but like a actual IRL jeweler every time I hear your voice, bro. Dead ass.
Damage. We got the classics like, I want you to make a disgusted face and show me your underwear. Okay, truthfully, I searched up the worst anime names, and after looking at this one, definitely belongs in level 1. But then we also have, if I don't successfully pick up 420 girls, I'm going to die in a lot of different ways. Butt Attack Punisher Girl, Gotta Man.
Oh my god, not the long name complete for the 287th time. Welcome to the anime YouTube scene.
Story in which
where we reuse the same ideas 50 billion times.
I was kidnapped by a young ladies' school to be a sample of the common people. Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? Like, dog, who is actually coming up with these titles? Please tell me this person isn't being paid. Because with how bad these are, they should be paying the company instead. Like, some of these are going way too far into detail and basically just telling you what the entire show's plot.
Oh my god, it's my favorite clip again. This is how you know you're in for a 10 video, bro. When you see this nigga, you know the video's about to be a banger.
Like, imagine if I were to do these for my videos. Instead of predicting how every player will perform in the U20 World Cup, instead I changed it to the actual video, which was predicting how every player will perform in the U20 World Cup, and also going over a new formation I think the author will use. But then I also added some extra strats for Ego to use just in case he wants. It's genius, to be honest. What's next? And you know, I'm just spitballing here. Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon. My trusted companions tried to kill me, but thanks to the gift of an unlimited gacha, I got level 9,999 friends, and I'm out for revenge on my former party members in the world. I mean, obviously that's just a joke, as no studio would be dumb enough to name a show that—
Bro, you realize the studio is not naming the anime? Like, it's the goddamn mangaka who made it. He needs to get he He needs to get royalties for that clip. Oh my god, bro! I swear to God, bro. If he was making $10 for every time someone used that clip, boy, he would be fucking making paper.
Dude, I was joking.
Level 3. Mid and forgettable.
Alright, so we got Chainsaw Man as mid and forgettable fall off. And you got this on the thumbnail? I might have to slap the taste out your mouth.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we move our way on to the third level of our video. These are just the mid and forgettable ass shows. And, this is where the video will be slightly more controversial than the last two tiers, as I know some of y'all watching are probably very fond of these shows. These are shows that are not necessarily bad, they're just like super forgettable. Some examples include shows like Heavenly Delusion, Jolly and the Franks.
What? Nigga, what? Yeah, you're losing me. You're losing me.
Hell's Paradise, etc. And yes, I know some people like Hell's Paradise, but season 1 genuinely had so many issues with the show. I couldn't stand it. But then the shows like Heavenly Delusion, which were like semi-decent shows, but they're also type of shows that literally within a week, you completely forget the entire plot of the show. Be honest with me. Do any of you remember anyone's names from this show?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember names from any show. Nigga, you could pull up 100 characters from Naruto, I'll probably get 30 names right. No cap. I'm horrible with names. But I bet you if I pull this in front of my friend who likes Heavenly Delusion, he could name at least 4 of these niggas easily, bro. I promise you.
And if you said anything but no, you are a big fat liar. The only thing I even really remember about this show is like there's this girl.
I'm not gonna lie, your memory's garbage, because I can tell you the exact plot of this hoe. It's been 5 years. Dead ass. I can tell you the exact plot of this bitch. Come on, bro. Like, where do we gotta draw the line at when niggas are just like capping for views, bro? Like, stop capping for views. I'm really about to start getting on your ass. We gotta stop capping for views.
And then there's this guy who wants to fuck the girl, but the girl's actually like transgender.
Nigga, what are we talking about? What are you even talking about? Did you even watch the anime, nigga?
Or something, because the boy was put in her body. That's all I remember, bro. And it's sad too, because a lot of these shows aren't even necessarily bad. They just aren't at all memorable. You know, truthfully, level 3 may be the actual secret worst tier on this list, because at least some shows in those previous tiers are so bad or goofy, you can at least remember them. You know, in your lives, there are going to be good people, bad people, and then just the default NPCs you meet. Tier 3 is basically those people. They seem.
I'm not gonna lie, you're talking like an NPC right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're giving off the most NPC energy I ever heard in my life.
Sweet and fine, but once they walk away, they never enter your brain again. Or, now, I'm also gonna add a caveat to section 3, or level 3. There is actually one other archetype of show that belongs in this bracket. There are the shows that start good, but then took a fucking nosedive for one reason or another. Like, one example is One Punch Man. The first season looked beautiful and was relatively fun. Then season 2 is just kind of shit. And now with the trailers of season 3, it's looking goge over. I mean, just look at these beautiful, breathtaking, flawless manga panels from season 3, genuinely jaw-dropping. But now season 3 trailers are being shown and it looks like it's going to be on par with Blue Lock season 2. Oh no. And then to top it all off, oh, do we have a shonen action director for the season? You know, that would make sense, but no. This season is directed by a hentai director. Like, bro, what are we doing?
That is crazy work, I'm not gonna lie.
Bird has this issue with 7 Deadly Sins. I remember hearing all the 7 Deadly Frames memes. But
only NPCs think of other people like that.
I never actually watched this, I don't know. But honestly, the actual worst example of them all, and I just know people are gonna cry in the comments about this, but Chainsaw Man went from so peak to genuinely so fucking atrociously dog shit. Now, I won't really spoil any.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is where like we start taking opinions like yours, and we just watched the video. We don't take a thing you say seriously for the rest of the video. Deadass. There's not a single thing that you will say that will have worth to me for the rest of this video just because you said this shit.
Anything for anyone who hasn't read the manga, But part 1 of the manga was actually so fun and interesting with insane fight scenes, cool panels, great characters. And then, oh no, part 2 is actually so bad I dropped it. You know how bad a manga has to be for me to drop it? I have never dropped any manga before in my life before I met Chainsaw Man. I've actually tried to read part 2 like 3 or 4 separate times, and no matter how hard I try, I cannot remember a single character's name or what's even happening. Part 2 of Chainsaw Man is so unbelievably boring and just like flavorless. First of all, I don't even know who the main villain in part 2 is. The fights are somehow significantly worse than part 1, and part 1 was also known for having so many tough peak manga panels, and part 2 just genuinely doesn't have any. And I know I briefly touched on it, but my god, are the characters not memorable in part 2. I only remember Asa and Yoru because they're like the main 2 characters, but I genuinely cannot remember a single other character's name. Gun to my head, my whole family's hanging over a volcano.
I mean, nigga, you just said you didn't read it. Cap never dropped a manga before that. Be for real. I'm telling you, niggas be capping for the videos, bro. They be capping for the videos. Look, you just said you didn't even read it, nigga. How? Of course you can't remember the character's name. Bro, I've tried to watch hundreds of anime. You put a gun to my head and tell me to even name the hundreds of anime that I tried to fucking watch. Of course I'm not gonna remember. If you don't like it, you're not gonna remember shit, bro. Like, this is like a garbage ass point.
We're cooked. I ain't fucking saving them. I don't know anyone's names. Also, I don't know why, but I swear every panel in part 2, he draws the characters to look as sweaty, grimy, greasy, and ugly as possible. Like, I don't want to look at this. And then, you know, obviously mentioning the show went so gooner and so weird. People will defend this and be like, no, actually, you have no reading comprehension. The show is showing what male sexual assault looks like. Shut your I don't care. It's weird and goofy. Get out my face. I don't know, man. It's just truly sad. Chainsaw Man Part 1 was actually shaping up to be one of my favorite mangas of all time. But holy shit, is Part 2 bad. But yes, with that...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Chainsaw Man Part 1 is heavily gooner, so if that's your problem, I don't know what part 2 did to make you feel like that, but bro, just the first season of Chainsaw 1, nigga, it's straight gooner. Even the movie, straight gooner, bro. Come on.
And finish that neatly finishes the level 3 animes. Either shows that are mid and unmemorable, or shows that fell off real badly.
Level 4. Enjoyable, but lacking substance.
Now, before anyone says anything, from level 4 onward, I think it's perfectly acceptable to consider any one of these shows peak, if you really enjoy it.
I think like we might have to turn this shit off. That ass. We might have to turn this shit off.
I'm more just looking at these shows through a hypercritical magnifying glass. These are the shows that are genuinely...
How do you go from mid to falling off, mid shows to falling off to peak shows? That don't even make sense.
Super exciting or fun, but as an actual story, it doesn't really give you anything. Some examples are shows like Baki, and especially with the new super popular Solo Leveling. These shows are really only designed to do one thing, that's to strictly entertain you without any of your brain cells having to be firing at all. Baki is straight up one of the goofiest shows I've ever watched in my life.
Oh no.
But that's what makes it so peak. Baki characters will do some of the craziest shit you'll ever see. From Yujiro walking through glass, to Jack having a questionable bite off with Pickle, and even people pissing on each other. Huh? This is definitely R. Kelly's favorite show. Thank you. I'll be here all day. Then, obviously, characters like Retsu running across...
Alright, bro, like, we gotta pack this one up. Look, I mean... I don't even got words. I don't got words. That ass. I don't got words for a video like this. This is what happens when, like, you give a fucking, a Denzi nigga too much time with a pen and paper. Like, this is exactly what it is, bro. Like, we got gooner, mid, peak. We're just spamming terms. Nothing we're saying makes sense. We're capping for views. Look, I respect it. We need a cleanser. We need a cleanser. Why is your favorite character is Fuko. Why is your favorite character? Is it saying like, well, I guess we'll find out.
Have you ever finished a piece of media, an anime, a game, a novel, and rather than the plot, it's a character that stuck with you? Maybe you have a variety of reasons. There's something about the character that reminds you of yourself, or makes you feel inspired, or they perform their role in the narrative with mastery. My favorite question after a friend has consumed a piece of media I have isn't who's your favorite character, but instead, why is your favorite character?
So like, why couldn't we just say, why is that your favorite character? Did we just forget how English works, or am I just like lost?
Your favorite character. The question didn't work by itself.
Yeah, it doesn't.
A fictional character on paper is nothing more than an imaginary person created by a real person. Sure, they have a design, personality traits, mannerisms, but a lot of the time, they don't have a tangible voice or hell, in the case of novels, a way to actually see them. They are less of a person and more the idea of a person, the suggestion of a person, and it's the work of you as the audience to interpret and convert that suggestion into something that feels a little more real. This is a very logical way to view fictional characters, and to consider it deeper than that, it would feel, well, in lack of a better term, chronically online, right? Because at the end of the day, these are just fake people made by real people. What if I told you that isn't the most logical interpretation? What if I told you a study was done by the psychology departments of both Ohio State University and the University of Oregon that shows that your experiences with a suggested person run deeper than you originally may have thought? In this study, Becoming the King of...
I'm not gonna lie, I think like any take that says like people's favorite character has to do with like them relating to them, I would 100% believe. Like, if you would have told me that like 3 years ago, I would not have believed it. I would have been like, that's cap. But since I watched so many anime videos where niggas talk about, oh, I just couldn't relate to this character, or I couldn't understand this character, so I don't like them, I completely agree with that statement 100%. Like, one of my favorite characters, y'all know Kurapika. Boy, me and Kurapika don't got a single thing in common. Not a single thing. That nigga's still my favorite character. Not a single thing we got in common at all.
North, identification of fictional characters is associated with greater self-other neural overlap. Participants did trait evaluations on themselves, friends or acquaintances, and finally the cast of Game of Thrones during the airing of the 7th season. All while undergoing what was functionally an MRI to see what parts of their brain had activity when discussing fictional characters in comparison to real people. What they found was that the ventral portion of the prefrontal cortex had the most notable amount of activity when covering all three of the topics. The part of the brain that, as far as the test was concerned, handles the perception of self and people you know. On a neurological level, your brain can consider fictional characters not only something akin to a friend, but also something akin to being a part of yourself.
See? What did I say? What did I say, bro? I already know it, bro. I already know it. I done heard too many niggas complain about characters too many times.
Your brain processing fictional characters as people makes sense, especially when you consider how much a well-told story can immerse you, or how beautiful animation can take the mental guesswork of how a character moves. Even video games are getting so detailed that fake pores are added to the people that walk the streets of Night City in Cyberpunk. Naturally, the harder to sell idea is that a character can hold the place of a piece of your identity. And if you're in that camp that finds that hard to believe, do me a favor, stop for a second and consider a character that you main in a video game. Your main, the character you choose to play as the most, typically in a multiplayer game, is how you interact with your friends and anything else that goes on in the virtual world that the game takes place in. Whether you choose this character due to their gameplay mechanics, character design, personality, or a mixture of all of the above, them being on screen represents who you are. In Marvel Rivals, a game that I am surprised to find myself playing as often as I do, I almost exclusively play as a support character, Luna Snow. She's fairly easy to play using primarily hit-scan projectiles, which helps as I don't normally play a lot of competitive games. Her design is appealing as I tend to gravitate to asymmetrical designs, and in a cast of superheroes, soldiers, and mutants, her being a K-pop performer is just fun. Luna Snow being how I interact with the world of Marvel Rivals has become so synonymous with me as a person that when my friends ask me to play with them, they reference her voice line that she says during her ultimate ability.
I am ready to put on a show.
Look, I think that's just might be a you thing. Like, I don't think a lot of people might have this experience. I don't think I've ever been referenced to a character in any game that I've played. So maybe this is just like for real diehard people that just main one character. Where like I don't think most people main just one character in games like that. Regardless, I think like a lot of people like to have a plush of characters that they play. But you know, maybe I'm just thinking too deep into it. And maybe
And
there
just
are a
because
lot
you
of
main
people like that.
a character, that doesn't mean you don't play as anyone else in the roster. I mean, it does for me. But game developers know that there is a correlation with identity with the characters that you main, which is how a lot of games are able to make money. Rather than selling access to a character, you get to customize them. You can buy different outfits that make your Luna Snow different from everyone else's. You can get in-game banners, that way even if you aren't playing Luna Snow, she's there representing who you are. This can expand beyond friend groups and impact the community that forms around the game. If you're aware of the Pro Smash theme even a little bit, this Jigglypuff skin pretty much belongs to the individual player of Hungrybox, since this is how he appears when interacting with the series. But even without the perception of others, your main can still hold value. Hell, your interest in a character can be the reason you play the game in the first place.
That's
Street
true.
Fighter 6 always looked like a
That's
solid
true.
fighting game, a genre I have a history of giving a firm try with, but it wasn't until I saw Jury Han that I actually wanted to give a game that I have a lot of love for now a fair shake. Her high-speed rushdown gameplay, the kickback.
Alright, I think like we got one-on-one experiences here. As a big fighting game player myself, look, there's characters that get you interested into a game, but like not playing a game and like because Jury Han is she is a base character. It's not like she's DLC. She's a base character. It's like, oh, you were good on this game, and then you seen someone playing Jury Han, and you're like, oh, now I need to play it. That's a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit weird. For fighting games, it depends. If you play a lot with a specific color and you're decent, that kind of becomes your color. I mean, yes and no. Maybe it's just like a person thing, because like I've always been a person that switches shit up. I played a lot of Grand Blue Fantasy versus. I used to play different skins all the time. I used to play Lancelot. I used to play Belial all the time, bro. Like, I had plenty of characters and changed up plenty of shit. But like you do normally have one character that like if someone asked me who did I play the most, I would say Lancelot. But like that doesn't mean like you will identify me as Lancelot if I got on that bitch. I joined that bitch. No one's gonna come in there and type Hezzy Lancelot or the Lancelot, we missed you or something like that. Like, you know, like that's just like a one-on-one experience. I don't think a lot of people have an experience like that.
Fighting style and punk aesthetic all coalesced into a character that just seemed really cool. I ended up getting the game, learned to play her a little bit, and I became a fan of a series that never really clicked with me before, even liking and playing games without her in it. And Reina from Tekken 8 showcases a reason for me to want to play that game. Ignore any
You might be a gooner, bruh.
implications that these characters are similar. I just like punk character designs with strong personalities, okay? Anyway, if you have a punk character design and a strong personality, my DMs are open on Blue Sky. But based on how important a game is to you, your main or the character that got you into a series are a part of who you are in some degree. How you actively chose to be represented. While a main does, at least in many cases, take root as a part of your identity to whatever degree of importance you have in that game, the way you interact with media isn't what the study meant.
Oh, it's a GOAT game right here. Niggas don't know about PP Tag.
When it said that consideration for a fictional character is similar to how you consider yourself. The self-reflection begins when you consider how a piece of media interacts with you. Relating to a fictional character isn't some unspoken thing that accidentally happens when an author adds a little too much quirkiness or sadness to a character. A lot of them are designed to be connected with on the grounds of immersing you into the experience. A lot of visual novels such as dating simulators will give you a mostly plain canvas to project yourself onto, since the focus of that game is getting to know other characters and how they interact with you. The Persona series famously has silent protagonists that have suggested personality traits but can be as varying as you would like to play them, especially when it comes to choosing your own dialogue and answers. And this isn't exclusive to interactive mediums, as a lot of shows or other stories will try to give you only as much information as you need to make a character you can put yourself into the role of. Sakakibara is the protagonist of the horror story Another, and one of his more defining traits is an enjoyment of horror novels. So the fact that Another is in itself a horror novel means if you're reading it, well, there's a little bit more of a connection you can make to him while he witnesses a curse that kills his classroom one by one. This
How was this on that earlier? P Gamer.
method of character creation can be seen as inherently shallow, but it truly is effective. If a story wants to immerse you, it doesn't have to give you a slot to fill, but it helps. That said, it's when a character was made first, maybe with the right amount of quirkiness and sadness, that relating to them truly makes you self-reflect. Bocchi the Rock, at the peak of its relevance, received accolades on the grounds of how relatable the anime and by extension Hitori Goto was. I am going to make a crazy assumption and guess that everyone who is saying that they relate to her aren't calling themselves a pink-haired anime girl who's in high school and an indie rock band. Hitori Goto is relatable because her moments of extreme social anxiety, even as hyperbolic as they are, can hit a little close to home. It's nice to see an aspect of yourself in a character because it makes you feel a little bit less alone. It's validating because it makes you feel seen, and maybe popularity of that character can encourage a little bit of self-confidence. To give a personal example of how impactful this can be, when I was 13, the age that you could use any excuse to have more confidence, I was, well, I still am short. And because of that easy to notice difference, it felt like a lot of situations regarding other people, my height took place of my identity. It felt like others looked metaphorically and, well, I guess literally down at me. But then, I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a show about many things such as the value of family, acknowledging other cultures, and it's complete with all the badass fight scenes and political intrigue that you could ever want in anime. But most important to me, it was a story about a shorter than average protagonist being cool and capable. The protagonist, Edward Elric, was like my idol when I went through my Full Metal Alchemist phase, and it made me begin to like a part of myself that I used to not. My height wasn't a flaw, it just...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. 13 and like you're like self-conscious enough to like hate your own height or not like your own height is fucking crazy, nigga. When I was 13, I used to be small. People used to say it, but I just did not care. I would be like, oh, I'll grow eventually. Like maybe I just thought different. I never thought about my height and was like, I hate being, I can't stand being this goddamn short. I always thought like, I wonder why I'm this short. Like I would see other people go and I'm like, why haven't I had my growth spurt yet? But I never was like, oh, I hate this shit.
Made me more like the main character of a show I loved.
At 13?
The idea I was beating around the bush with that story is the idea of representation, and it can be a lot more important than a middle school insecurity. The lens of reality that media portrays is tragically narrow, and so many ways of life, cultures, experiences get left out. There are many stories of people who barely got to see actors who looked like them on TV. People who rarely ever saw their culture represented, or people who didn't know how vast their world could be just because of who they loved. Representation makes you feel not so alone, that someone has to understand to some degree what you experience on a daily basis. This hits home even more when you see characters who have shared similar internal wounds. Even beyond identity, seeing a character who has suffered trauma you connect with and seeing their healing journey can make yours feel a little more tangible. However, it's not just hulking entertainment empires that can create this feeling of validation. People can make their own media to...
I'm fine being short, but I don't need a character to get over that, thankfully. I think people just really do just connect with characters and they see themselves in the characters and they kind of use it to justify things. I've never been a person like that. Like I said, like my favorite characters are characters that have nothing similar with me. Like Rapaka and characters like Guts and characters like Kaneki. Like I have nothing similar to niggas like that. The only thing you could say that I could have similarities with is like struggles in life. But everyone has had a struggle in life. So that's not like something that is uniquely representative to me and like something that I relate to them with. It's just their personality and the things that they do in the show. So it's just like I think everyone has their different takes on why they like characters and how they and you know what it takes for them to like a character. And I just can't see the having to relate with a character to like them or relatability needing to be like something that makes a character likable. I can never get that.
Share how they feel or their experiences. And this has led to one of the most popular fictional characters in the modern world. Tell me, what do you know about Hatsune Miku? No, I am not at all joking. To give an example of just how big she is, the website Vocaloid Rankings, which tracks how popular any given character under the Vocaloid umbrella is, says that across YouTube, Nico Nico and Billy Billy, Hatsune Miku across all of her songs has 9 billion views. This also isn't counting the impact that
I don't got a single view on them bitches. I'm not gonna lie. I don't got a single one, bro. You could put a Hatsune Miku song on and I would be fucking confused as who the fuck I'm listening to. Respectfully though, like, it's a huge IP. Like, even I know the character, but dead ass, like, I will have no idea.
He has through rhythm games such as the Project Diva series, fan-made playable songs in games such as Osu and Beat Saber, she was in Persona 4 Dancing, and if we're bringing collabs into the equation, she had an entire music pass dedicated to her in Fortnite Festival where she has 2 different skins. But that's just how popular she is, not why she is so popular. Hatsune Miku is a Vocaloid, a voice bank that is used to make music, sort of like an instrument that can sing words.
47 of those views are me. Hey, first, I look. It's a little bit concerning, you know, how many views of those are you, but hey.
It's the songs that people make using the Miku voice bank that turn her from the mascot of a product into a character that millions of people can connect with. Since anyone who can access the Vocaloid software can make a song performed by the very own Hatsune Miku.
Wait, so you're telling me all Hatsune Miku is like pretty much a voice, and like you could make a song with her voice? That's pretty much all she is? That's fucking insane.
Her likeness covers a wide variety of experiences, from lighter stuff such as Rabbit Hole and World Is Mine, the latter being about a spoiled girl who thinks the world revolves around her, and the former, well, I think we can only speculate what this song's about. To heavier songs like the disappearance of Hatsune Miku and Rolling Girl, the first song being about how Hatsune Miku is inevitably going to be erased and is desperately trying to sing as much as she can, absolutely tearing through words, making syllables nearly incomprehensible in an effort to say everything she can before her time is up. Even if unintentional, I think there is a connection to human mortality and the fear of not doing enough before you die.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm lost as fuck right now in this video. What this got to do about the why is your favorite character? I'm lost right now. I need some dots to connect.
Song. The second song is about the self-destructive tendencies painful experiences can bring. A common interpretation of the song is that it follows a girl who took her own life. These are just 4 songs in the thousands that people can hear and form a connection to Hatsune Miku with and carry as a part of themselves. And being able to see a character everywhere that makes you feel understood as countless people use her to speak their experiences, that is genuinely incredible. But sometimes there's a character that is a part of you, but maybe they aren't like you. Maybe there's a quality they have that sticks with you, that makes you see life and yourself in a different way. Sometimes a character isn't like you, but makes you realize who you want to become.
Now these,
to go back to
I don't know about who I want to become, but like you had it there for a second. A character that like makes you look at life differently or changes your perspective on things. I think those are the type of characters that I tend to like more, or those tend to be my favorite characters.
Rigoto. There are a lot of introverts who may get nervous being suddenly.
Miku isn't a part of me. Her songs are just cool. I think a lot of people would say the exact same thing.
Approached or horribly misread a situation when eyes are on them. This is one of the more recognizable aspects of the main character of Bocchi the Rock, and was also the way I introduced her earlier in the video. While these qualities are true, Hitori will still get on stage with her bandmates to play the songs they created together. She puts in the hard work to not only perform well, but to put herself in an environment where people are watching her. All while the idea of talking to people is almost overwhelming. This battle she fights against her very own nature, while entertaining, is in no simpler words inspiring. And it is fantastic that the plot of a story as simple as an introverted girl getting out of her comfort zone to go after her dream is so inspirational. So inspirational, in fact, that you can find people who started progressing their own passion for music in these communities dedicated to Bocchi the Rock. A lot of inspiring characters have one of the most admirable traits a person can have, which is perseverance. No matter what you want in life, there's an obstacle to overcome, and sometimes that obstacle may just feel a little too high. what a fictional character can do is have a goal that the accompanying set of obstacles just seems outright insurmountable. In Black Clover, the main character Asta wants to be the Wizard King, the captain of the—
I was a Bocchi hater, but episode 1 was good. How are you hating on something you ain't watching, Intimidating? Come on, bro. Just say like you did. It's not for you. Like, hater is crazy.
Magic Knights, a position only gained through sheer magical ability that would grant our main character status in the kingdom he lives in's monarchy. And while that is already quite the challenge, as practically speaking, anyone who wants to gun for the title has a shot at earning it, what makes it conceptually impossible is that Asta literally has no magic in a world and hierarchy that only has room for people who do exactly what our lead character cannot. However, it is through sheer force of determination and being the only person who can use anti-magic in a world dependent on magic that Asta is easily one of the strongest characters in the series and probably one of the better applicants for the position. Even though it's obviously fictional, even though the writer's always going to give Asta a solution to climb the ladder a little bit more, it is inspiring to see a character have every reason to give up, facing absolute impossibility.
You don't understand how many people I had to hear about being just like Bocchi. I was sick. I mean, that's the point. He's saying a lot of people related. They felt like they were just like her. You know, like,
and
that's
simply say, I'm not done yet.
I get it.
The willpower to continue fighting is what cultivates inspiration. It makes your own personal obstacles either look smaller or motivates you to overcome your own brand of impossible. Social anxiety won't stop you from performing on stage when you realize it's not this enormous, out-of-reach thing, especially if someone like Asta can overcome his own ineptitude in a world literally built against him. Keeping that in mind, standing on stage isn't so scary after all. An inspiration like this can come in all shapes and sizes, like not holding on to grudges after watching Thorfinn denounce his violent urges for revenge, vowing that he has no enemies. Maybe you have a comparable motivation, like wanting to try harder after watching the characters in Blue Lock, a series where a cast of soccer players metaphorically cannibalize each other in order to be the best, and you become infected by Yoichi Isagi's toxic determination. It could even be subconscious, like seeing how much of a bad hand Spider-Man gets dealt in every piece of media he's in, but he still uses his resource and power to help the people around him. Having a fictional character who inspires you can shift how you simply see everyday life. Their journey can hit you at your core, and maybe something that you used to consider inconceivable because of your own limitations can actually be started today. Hell, I'm sure despite people more than likely not being able to turn Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball has filled gyms with giving people motivation to start a fitness journey. And if the search results that come up under Dragon Ball Z workout are any indication, that isn't a small number. Being able to look at who you are, who you want to be, or what you want to do while just watching a show, playing a game, reading a book, it can very well change your life. The road feels so much less daunting because even if you aren't trying to be the king of all magic users without the ability to use magic, seeing a character that gets nervous like you, makes you want to be kind, or makes you want to work harder, it's just so cool. It makes you feel a little bit more understood by the world. But that's not the only power a fictional character can have on you.
I'm not gonna lie, I think like the same thing could be said about like regular characters, even like characters on TV shows. Like, it's not just like a fictional character thing. It's like any type of character. Just like you said, video games, characters in a book, you know, like anything.
They not only make you feel understood and seen, but also make you understand the world around you. Your brain can process fictional characters like they're yourself, but the other half of that coin is that they file under the same category as friends or family. To explain what this is leading
That's crazy.
Let me first
niggas think Deku was their friend.
Tell you what a parasocial relationship is. I started reading Sakamoto Days last year, and I like it quite a bit. Published in Weekly Shonen Jump following a former assassin turned convenience store owner, which if you've ever worked customer service, you know that tends to be the other way around. The story has such incredible action set pieces where different people in a secret assassination industry tear through their environments trying to take each other down. Well, that is a fantastic reason to stick around. I read every week because of my favorite character, Akira Akao. While fully capable in her own right to perform right alongside these natural disaster-turned-killing machines, She is more so an absolute anxiety.
I'm seeing a connection with these characters, big dog. I'm just saying, like, I'm not, there's nothing else there, but I'm just saying I'm seeing a connection with these characters, you know, that you got.
Filled mess of a person that one more inconvenience or surprise may very well just turn her into a puddle. I don't really relate to her, as I can't stow a parachute while falling from an exploding plane, and I can't say she's particularly inspiring, as I'm more than capable of having my own panic attacks. It was a personal experience that created a bond with Akira. I want her to be plot relevant, I want things to go well for her arc, I care about this fictional character, these lines on a paper that are to be interpreted as a person because, well, she reminds me of my D&D character. Mavis, like Akira, can fight
fucking crazy
to death a hell of a lot better than she can present a school project to her class, which makes for really interesting and engaging encounters. I mean,
she's my favorite too, is because she has blue hair. I'm not gonna lie, this nigga says she's my favorite because she reminds me of my D&D character. Like, bro, what are these requirements for favorite characters, big dog?
I enjoy it so much that she ended up becoming my YouTube mascot. Now, when I see Akira, I see Mavis and all the fun I had with her, and vice versa. A real experience and a personal preference made me care about a character in a way that's pretty similar to finding out someone has the same hobby as you. To address the elephant in the room, there are some really awful connotations of the term, as it is typically used alongside celebrities and internet personalities who don't want everyone that enjoys what they do to consider them a friend. But the phenomenon itself is not inherently bad, especially when placed in strictly fictional media. You aren't weird for forming some form of friendship with any of the characters on screen. You're—
Come on now. I would say you're a little bit weird. I would say you're just a tad bit. Like, maybe not crazy, but just a tad bit weird.
You're acting exactly how the author wanted you to. Anytime you feel happy for a character's victory, sad for them when they experience heartbreak, or dread a tragedy that you know is coming, that is some form of bond at work.
You do not have to be someone's friend to feel any of those things for a person. I could see a random person get hit by a car on Instagram, and I will crazy connection, but I'm just saying I can see that and then feel sad for them. That don't mean I'm their friend though. Like, come on.
If there wasn't an attachment, you wouldn't feel real emotions when seeing their story unfold. And this experience isn't limited to only people who take anime or novels too seriously. Chances are a video game has made you feel this exact way too. A favorite video game character doesn't just become a part of your identity.
Yeah, bro, like, who? Of course you're gonna feel some type of way when you're playing a game or something, bro. Like, that's everyday thing. That don't mean you think those people are your friends, bro. Like, come on now.
Same way a main or virtual mascot does. The nature of video games being interactive mediums means that any form of bond can run much deeper due to the level of interactivity that goes into the experience. Persona is a game series with over 25 million lifetime copies sold and has Metacritic scores that would place it in high honors if we were treating these like grades. The latest 3 installments are half about exploring some other supernatural world, whether that be through a TV, a phone app that manifests corrupt desires, or our world distorting itself during a secret 25th hour. The other half is how you manage your social life with a limited amount of in-game time slots. While there are gameplay benefits, at least in the 5th game, the main reason you pick social links to progress is almost purely based on your personal preference. If you don't go into the other world, you get 2 time slots a day to either use to make yourself more socially desirable or to spend time with people your character is forming a bond with. So it's up to you whose story you as a protagonist see resolved. Want to see what really happens when that guy actually asked out his teacher? Want to see the first person who showed you kindness to get back on his track team? The Persona series puts you in a blank canvas with suggested characteristics not only to make you more immersed and connected to the avatar you'll be piloting, but also because the character-based experience comes from bonding with these people. It's all up to you and what you yourself want to do, as without your direct choices, you don't get to see the conclusion of a character's arc. And because of those choices, your playthrough becomes a little more unique each time you play. When you choose to spend your time with one character, you are essentially losing out any other person in the cast. You are picking what bonds you are nurturing and what relationships you are locking away. Going even further, romance mechanics in games are a more elevated version of this. Romancing a character provides very little gameplay benefits no matter who you romance in the grand majority of games. It is not a choice that will make your game any easier or harder, but what it will do is make your journey as your character all the more personal to you. We see this in games like Baldur's Gate 3. No matter the character, the imagined backstory of a custom avatar, or the pre-written and established plot of a Dark Urge, they all start the same. And despite the other choices left in my wake, the one that said the most about me and my character was the time spent bonding with one of the party members, Shadowheart. I do not know what any other companion's ending looks like, but my journey through this game concluded with the character I myself chose to end it with. And while for both Baldur's Gate 3 and Persona, these are just additional systems that are meant to make you more immersed and give you a break from the primary offerings of the game, Otome games and other dating simulators are all about getting to know characters as a central mechanic. While Persona, you can—
Alright, I need to get to the connection at this point. Like, you're losing me.
Really min-max your time like a little freak and see everything, even at a cost. Visual novels have entire storylines called routes that tell different narratives based on who you want to get to know or romance. The game is literally asking you which stories you want to see and what content you are deciding to go without. This assumes that visual novel fans don't play every route to see every story, and also assumes visual novels don't make stories that require a playthrough of every route to know the full picture. Please do not make this assumption. This is a fool's assumption. Having this one-sided dynamic with a character can be fantastic, as it truly lets a story hook into your soul and gives you something to carry with you. A care, no matter the depth, exists. Of course, it doesn't have to say something deep about you on a psychological or neurological level every time you have a favorite character. One of my favorite characters is Shogo Makishima from Psycho-Pass. Someone whose entire thing is not feeling bad about killing in a world that claims it can detect if you are willing to commit a crime and then punishes you as if you did. I like him for his on-screen charisma and the way he turns the story into his own narrative of rebellion, fighting against a corrupt system with his own brand of corruption. He's far from being like me, and I also probably wouldn't want to hang out with him either because he's kind of literally evil. Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen isn't evil, but he's also one of my favorite characters for reasons that aren't that deep and personal. Sometimes you can like a character just because they're cool. It doesn't have to be that deep, but it's beautiful that it can be. Fictional characters are a powerful vehicle that can make you understand yourself and others better, make you feel less lonely, or deliver a message. When I started researching this idea for a video, I thought it was going to be a little romp where you can have a different favorite character for different reasons. Maybe you relate to one, you think one is cool, maybe you're traditionally attracted to one. But the more I researched, the more I talked to my friends, the more I explored this topic, which somehow led me to papers on neurological studies and essays about the importance of the world not treating people like an oddity. I think I have a grasp on just how powerful the answer to the question I asked at the start is. There is such a beautiful light to the fact that simple words on a page, drawings on a screen, a 3D model puppeteered to move like a person, or an actor dressed up to look a little less real can have such a profound effect on us. So much so that our brain tells us that we are either experiencing the actions of another person or seeing a reflection of ourselves. I may not know why your favorite character is your favorite character, but now I know why mine is.
I'd rather go back to the 7 levels video. At least I didn't get bored watching it. I thought there was a point of this video, honestly, and that's why I was hanging around. Pretty much he just explained how important characters are and the effects that they have on us. Like, I already knew that. I came here because I thought he was gonna break down why people have the type of favorite characters that they have, and pretty much he just said there's no reason. You connect a bunch of different shit. And I knew that already, bro. Like, damn. You know what? Another. I've been baited once again. And like, now what's left? Oof, God damn, 33 minutes. The price Yu Yu Hakusho paid to Teen Shonen? I don't know. See. Let's go through the Discord real quick, because, you know, since I've been gone for a minute, I've been gone for a fuck-ass minute. I know there's hella shit in the Discord that I have not seen. Even though like I kind of scroll through it a little bit, like to get videos and shit, there's a lot of things that I have not seen in here, like that I actually didn't run through and read. Like, I kind of just like scrolled through finish 7 levels. I am not finishing that goddamn video. Look, how you feel about the video we just watched is how I feel about that 7 levels video. Think of the content. I don't give a fuck about that content, bro. I can barely even function listening to that motherfucker talk, bro. Like, respectfully, no hate. The motherfucker sound like a jeweler, bro. He dead ass sound like he drilling out his mouth when he speaks, bro. I'm tired of imagining that every time he say a word. I can't do it no more. Cyberpunk. Wait, no. Okay, we passed all of this. I'm past this. Where the fuck was the last thing I seen? Oh, I think I seen this. This was the last thing I seen. Fucking LJ taking pictures. I don't know what this is.
Doesn't it ever wake you in the middle of the night? The feeling that someday they will pass that foolish law, or one just like it, and come for you.
Bro, isn't this karma, Andrew? What does karma be posting in this goddamn Discord? There's no shame in a good goon. Oh, this is a long ass video. Hold on. I'll give it like 30 seconds.
Gooner this, gooner that, you're a gooner, you're a goonette. Stop. Let's throw these labels aside and learn that we can all goon together, okay? We can all goon united as one. Because this word goon has been holding us back from truly embracing who we really are on the inside. All these labels, all of these words, they just cast stigma, okay? They hurt what we actually love and what's in our hearts. And we all need to go on a journey of self-actualization. We all need to discover what's actually in our heart. Because the thing that doesn't make you a gooner to love something. And something doesn't just become a gooner piece of whatever, like a gooner show, just because...
Bro, Karma, what the fuck are we posting, bro? What the fuck are we posting in this bitch? What the fuck did I just watch, bro? No, I'm on the same page. I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh, no, LJ talking about something else. Bro, what the fuck do Karma be posting in this bitch? Oh, this was when I took a break. Is this the third time he taking a break, y'all? We might have to wrap it up. Y'all know I always come back. So let's talk about some music. It was glazing. What the fuck is this? What anime is overrated? What the fuck? It made me download it? Where's the volume?
時間がね、あんまり人気じゃないけど、
Okay, hold on.
人気だけど、あんまり個人的に好きじゃないアニメあります。ワンピースとか。みんなが好きすぎる。もうこれを見ろって。あとも時間がね、あんまり人気じゃないけど、個人的にめっちゃ好きなアニメあります。
That's all? Why the... Oh, no, there's more.
サマランキングとか。主人公の気持ちがちょっとハマってしまって。あとジャリンコチェーンめっちゃ好き。大阪の女の子の話なんだけど、女の子が小学校4年生なのに、自分のお店でホルモン焼いて働いてるんですよ。今までで一番好きなアニメ一つ教えてください。こじこじ。
Why did he send that, bro? Why did he send that?
人気だけど。
Oh, now I want to play after I download it. Hezzy, bro, please come back.
For the love of God! Please! Damn!
Alright, LJ, bro, I'm here. Incognito, what, like, bro, Karma, what do you be? This is Karma, right? Karma, where are you at? You gotta explain yourself. What the fuck do you be posting in this bitch? This is caught up. Okay, what's in the memes, bro? We gotta have some good shit in the memes. So this is intimidating. What is this? This is you, Unc.
Hey, Biggie. You in the middle of 7.
This is not me. This is not me, big dog. I don't know where you got that conclusion from. This is more my dad than it's me, bro. I could care less about them niggas.
The Violet Evergarden layer after that is what I like to call, secretly, my favorite content creators are Anitubers layer.
What? Fragrant flower blooms with dignity. What it did right, peak. What it avoids, thank God. I'm not reading all that. Ring camera fails.
Hey man, what you doing in front? What you doing in front of my door? Why you? Hey, don't you ring that goddamn double ugly nigga.
Hey, you get me?
Yeah.
You got some bullets, like for nines.
Ain't fuck hell no, not for you. Shit, why you ask though?
We need that ASAP, cause the ops trying to slide on the apartments right now.
Right, man. What the fuck? Man, you ain't supposed to get my shit shot up, man.
Bullets. You trying to get us, so.
4 bullets? Oh, these baby. These niggas hustling backwards, bro. I swear to God, I don't even. Ooh, why you look so sad, stupid ass nigga? You got this shit started.
You ass folks?
Yeah, I hear y'all. Man, you know what? I'ma bring it, bro. I'ma bring it, man. Shit, stay right there. God damn.
Hey, how long that's gonna take?
You know what? Fuck it. I ain't bringing shit. Go out there and stand in the street. Let them get your stupid ass.
How long that's gonna take?
Bro, what the fuck? LJ? Bro, what? That flavor flower meme pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. This whole looks stupid, bro. I can't lie, bro. It look a little bit stupid. I can't even lie to you. iShow Speed and Famous Early Stream is now on IMDb with a 10-star rating. Why does none of these links goddamn fucking work? Skip. Sadly, they took it down. What is your 1 out of 10 anime?
What is a 1 out of 10 anime?
Oh, I'll tell y'all what a 1 out of 10 anime is. Goddamn Taboo Tattoo. 1 out of fucking 10.
I enjoyed Vinland Saga the first season, but the second season, it's a 1.
What?
What's a 2 out of 10 anime?
Great Pretender. I couldn't really get past like episode 3.
What's your 3 out of 10?
Holy God, this holy God anime is fucking cooked.
10 anime?
Cyberpunk.
Well, why is this getting worse every time she says an anime?
I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I enjoy the game,
Holy
but the
fucking
anime,
shit.
I'm not really messing with that.
What's a 4 out of 10 anime?
Yeah, I gotta give that to JoJo's. It's not my favorite.
What's a 5 out of 10 anime?
I gotta give that to Match Lay. I didn't finish season 2 yet, but it's getting good.
What's a 6 out?
We got Mashal over. Yo, this anime community is fucking cooked, bro.
Out of 10 anime?
Probably Mob Psycho. I'm watching that right now. It's pretty good.
What's a 7 out of 10 anime?
One Punch Man.
How that age, big dog?
Man, I could go One Punch Man. That's a good one. Top 10 animes for sure.
What's an 8 out of 10 anime?
To Your Eternity. It was one of those animes I couldn't stop watching.
What's a 9 out of 10 anime?
I gotta give it to Attack on Titan. Let's go! I loved every season, including the last season. Peak anime.
What is your 10 out of 10 anime?
My favorite anime of all time gotta be Hunter x Hunter. I loved
Holy fucking airballs. How come I never get interviewed like this at cons?
every single arc. So good. I need more.
I don't know, man. I don't know why. Oh, okay, that's it. I mean, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, you know, there's been some other times I scrolled through the memes trying to spread knowledge. You must be defecting the people. Like, they must see you. They're like, I don't want to interview that guy. There must be some. Oh hell no, man. No, it's just, you know, there's hella niggas at a convention, so they probably just, you know, what the fuck is this? One much? Nah, I'm good. Is there any good videos in here? I learned more from anime than school. How long is this? 3 minutes? It's a karma video though. Do I dare trust this? Damn, bro. Why do y'all only see, this was a karma video too. God damn it. No wonder it was so fucking ass. No cap, bro. This nigga karma be trying to he be trying to piss me off with these videos. He do this shit on purpose.
Anime taught me a lot about science, biology,
Wow, I gotta start staking out anyone with a video camera. I don't know, man.
and even physics. More than my goddamn school and university. Because it's so damn boring to stay, write, listen, and then make you do some kind of a fucked up test. And anime, on the other hand, is 10 billion times more interesting with
Bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, I can't watch this. This is like saying like, oh yeah, I learned things from TV shows more than I learned from school. Like, in a fucking TV show, you're watching something like that you're actually interested in. Of course, like, you know, if you're interested in and they're teaching you something, you're actually gonna learn from it. You're not interested at school. The people that are interested at school are learning shit from school. It's simple. Does he mean like high school or extra education? I think he means like high school. I think he means like high school. Dead ass. I think he means like high school. But I'm not even gonna lie. You know what? We're gonna do one more thing before I get off this hoe, cause I could maybe see it, but not really. No, I can't see it at all. Cause I do gotta edit a video for today's video, so like I post every day, cause this doesn't count. But what we will do, so we will run some Andy Guesser real quick, cause I be sucking at this. What the fuck is this? Guess the anime? I have no. Oh, wait, I've seen this. This is, I do not remember the name of this. I don't remember the name of this hoe, but I know exactly what it is. It's this fucking boy who liked a girl and the girl rejected him, so he spent his whole time trying to get revenge. I think it's like, oh my god, look at the bag pool, bro. I'm really like that sometimes. Just a little bit, bro. Alright, what the fuck is this? Masamune-kun? Yeah. Oh, I've seen this too. What the fuck is this? I've seen this 1,000,000,000%. Oh, this is a Kuma Drive. Wait, maybe not a Kuma Drive. What is it? It's something Drive, bro. Hold on, I'm not looking. Akadama Drive? Yeah, bro. What the fuck? That shit's old as shit. Oh yeah, I'm not getting this. Wait, is this erased? No, hell fucking no, it's not erased. Am I tripping? I have never watched an anime with this art style in my life. There's no way I'm getting this. I have no idea what this is. I can't even guess. My clueless first friend? I just fucking guessed. Holy shit. Oh, hey, we'll take it, bro. 3 for 3. Straight guessed on that last one. Straight guessed. Alright, here's the worst thing. Guess the characters, because I fucking goddamn suck with characters. Yep. Forgot the name of this? Yeah, I'm fucking ass. I just know this is from Soul Eater. Frankenstein looking ass nigga, bro. I don't remember his goddamn name. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know a single another character on this. And I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna look. You probably know Intimidating, but I'm not gonna cheat. Dr. Stein. I don't know this nigga name. Alright, fuck it. His name is Frankenstein, bro. How the fuck I forget that? God damn, I'm ass, bro. I literally said Frankenstein too, bro. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh yeah. Oh, wrap this shit up, bro. I'm going over 15. There is no way in the world I know this nigga's name. I'm not even gonna try to guess. Yeah, wrap this shit up. Yeah, I wasn't getting none of those. Bro, who the fuck are these people, bro? Who the fuck are these people? Saki? Shaman King? A Hero no Ride? Who the fuck is this? I watched this anime, bro. I do not remember this nigga. Fuck no. Yeah, fucking horrible performance by me. Horrible fucking performance. That was fucking garbage. Anime openings. I've heard this before. Oh. Wait, hold on. I don't want to ass out. Oh, this is a regular? Is this a regular? Oh, fuck no. Black Bullet? I have not heard that before. I lied. That sounded familiar. I've never heard this a day in my life. Let's see if I could get off the video. B&A? What the fuck is B&A? B&A? What is B&A, bro? Is that the name of it? Deadass, is that the name? Oh, they gave that picture away. They gave that picture away. That hoe was free. I have never heard of this a day in my life.
Now take it.
I've never heard that a day in my life.
Was an overwhelming choking me. I think change is
Someone's dead.
yeah. I think I know who you wanna be, but do you know who you
I'm not getting this.
Oh, yeah.
I have no fucking idea.
Just another chance. I reflect the niche, my life come ta-da. Picking up the pieces along in the dark. Can I fix
You know this?
life? Can I? Now take back, you know, I said you're right, the chance.
I've never heard that a day in my life. Housing Complex C. What the fuck is that? Y'all are hoeing me, bro. I'm supposed to be good at anime openings, bro. This is some bullshit. Alright, bro. Guess the anime. Let's go Clashing with Elite. Alright, before 2017, suspense psychological, I gotta go, like, let's just go old school just to see, like, what year suspense psychological. Okay. Oh, that was a bad guess. It's a garbage suspense psychological anime. That's a manga that came out before 2004. A garbage suspense psychological anime. Maybe like Danganronpa is they got Danganronpa under 7.84. It's not garbage, but 7.84. Damn. Okay, hold on. Bro, early 2010s, high stakes game, psychological, but above 7.19. What the fuck is this? A high stakes game? I don't think I. Oh wait, hold on. Is no game? What's the rank of No Game No Life? Like that's a high stakes game. Okay. No Game No Life isn't a high stakes game. All right, it's just isekai strategy, I guess, and it came out in 2014. I'm ass. High stakes game psychological that came out in early 2010s. Darwin's Game is too new. Darwin's Game is fresh. Like that's like 2019, 2018, something like that. This is new. Like this is old. This is old. Like old high stakes game. I like oh shit. This is low-key rough. I don't even think of like I even watched any fucking high stakes games that's old like that, bro. Maybe I did, but let's see. An anime where they're playing a game that could lead to deaths. That's fucking old. What's that one game? Kaiji, what is that? I've never heard of that. Kaiji Ultimate Survivor or just Kaiji? Let's just try Kaiji. I never heard of that. Okay. I mean, it's close. I think I was thinking of Future Diary, because like Future Diary, like they're kind of playing a game. I think like it's kind of a game, like high stakes. Oh, yes, sir. Lock me in. Lock me in. I'll take that. Like I it's kind of a game, really. Like I get it, not really. Dang, fucking Future Diary only got a 7.38 rating. That's kind of crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy, no cap. All right, I mean, hey, not bad dailies. We did good on the anime. The characters was absolute dog shit, and the openings we fucking shit the bed. But like we kind of teed up with the we got it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guesses. Not bad at all. Not fucking bad at all. But I gotta edit a video and post on the YouTube channel so I don't miss my upload for the day. So I'm gonna call it here. I think this was a nice little stream back. You know, maybe I don't know when the next time I'll stream, but I will still be posting every single day. That's for sure. Like I will be posting every single day. So you know, y'all will have that to look forward to. Next stream will be whenever. I don't know. I really can't tell y'all, but I do appreciate y'all for coming to hang out with me. You know, hang out with a part-time streamer. Hopefully I'll be more consistent in the future, but I will talk to y'all.
I've seen hell rise out of your eyes, creep up at night to your demise.